And we are live. I took a sip of water right before the countdown finished and it dripped down my face. So, how's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is August 14th. We are halfway through August, which is absolutely bonkers. I have good news. Last week we spent 4 hours replacing the bed cable on the X1 Carbon, and it worked. I didn't get a chance to actually test it out on stream. I think on stream we just verified that the bed was registering temperature and that it heated up, but I ran all these parts for the MMU3 on the X1 Carbon, and they've all turned out fine. I did have a couple of issues, primarily with the main body and I think it's the idler part. The bottom has a really thin... Oh man, this is going to be very bright. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I don't know how well. There we go. You can see it from this angle. So these squares are not on the first layer. They're basically floating. They start on the second layer. And the first time I printed them, they completely failed. They just, like, the top had a bunch of pillowing because there's only a couple of layers between that. I think this lip doesn't give a good representation because it's a lip. And so I had to play around with the settings a little bit, and they still don't look great from the bottom, but I don't think it's going to have any effect on it. And the way this sits, like, you'll never be able to see it. But really, that was the only issues I ran into. Everything else turned out fine. And yeah, I printed them in the Neon Green ABS, which was voted on last week. And all I did was scale all the parts up, since it's ABS, by 100.5% in X and Y. So hopefully we won't run into any issues with things fitting and tolerances and stuff like that. So we'll see. Let's see. Also, apologies, my allergies are awful. They've been really bad. I took an allergy pill at like 4 in the morning thinking that, like, I'll wake up feeling clear for the stream, and I woke up not feeling clear. So apologies in advance. Also, are those light reflecting, or did I scratch my lens? Weird. I'll have to look at that later. Let's see, who's all here today? Sikyu's here, PF is here, Engineer, that guy makes, thank you for stopping in. Tor, also air fryer grilled cheese are so bomb. I'll have to try that. We use it for like a few set things, and grilled cheese has not been one of them. Musin's here, Rob's here, drinking problems, yeah. Aaron, nice new AMS mod. Yes, I really like the Hydra. Yeah, so I've been busy. I've been very busy since last week. This is the Python mod. I don't want to go too heavily into it because I will have a full video on it. Fund. Andrew, thank you for the $10 for the clean. Okay, you're gonna laugh at this. Let me go air horn. So we do have tissues, I think, downstairs in the laundry room, but there's no tissues up here. So I've resorted to your good old-fashioned TP. So I appreciate it. I will get a huge box of Kleenex. Every allergy season, I joke that, like, we're single-handedly keeping Kleenex in business because my nose is just awful. It's just so bad. Thank you for that. So yeah, this is the sort of like evolution of the Hydra mod called the Python, and I never built the Hydra. And when this came out, I was like, okay, this looks pretty freaking cool and kind of wild. It's a pretty crazy upgrade. And then Voxel PLA reached out to me, who's done a few sponsored not videos, but sponsored like ad segments on the channel. And they said that they were going to be basically providing kits for this and asked if I was interested. And so they are sponsoring a video on this, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's not going to be a step-by-step build video because it took me a ridiculous amount of time to assemble this, and a full step-by-step video would be way too long and way too dry for most people. Also, the instructions for this are actually not bad. There were a few things that definitely stumped me, so I think the video will be more so of a, like, what is it? Why might you want it? How was the build? And the things that the hurdles I ran into, so that way hopefully it acts as a bit of a supplemental reference guide for those that are following along and building it. But long story short, the things that are sweet about it is that You can use wider spools, you can use taller spools. It doesn't matter whether it's cardboard, plastic, or a sample spool because it attaches to the center of the spool instead of using the actual spool to roll on it. You can set up pass-through. So this spool right here has it where I have two Bowden tubes. One of them will feed it into the actual feeder gear. But then if I'm using carbon fiber, I usually have to load it back here. Well, it's got a secondary Bowden tube that bypasses those gears and goes straight into the back of the machine. I need to print the splitter still. Because you're not supposed to use any abrasives through the AMS. It'll wear down the gears or the teeth on it. So that's pretty cool. Also, it's fully enclosed. Like the enclosure, so there's like the main unit and then the enclosure is an optional add-on. I have mixed feelings about whether I think the enclosure makes sense for a lot of people. It definitely adds heft to it, but it does give you a lot of room for adding all sorts of desiccant if you want. And the cool thing is that these slots are spaced in a way where the PolyMaker poly dryer actually fits on here. So you can have up to 4 dryers drying your filament. I probably will ever only use 1 or max 2 if I'm printing a lot with PETG. But I really use mostly PLA and ABS and ASA with the bamboo printer. And so I don't know how much I'll actually use them, but it is a cool option. So yeah, I finished this up. It took me a long time, and part of it was because I was recording a bunch of it, and part of it was I ran into some issues, and we'll cover more of that in an upcoming video. But yeah, Aaron spotted that. Python XL coming soon. Okay, let me get caught up on chat really quick here. Good evening. Hey, 1060. What purpose do they serve? Wait, what did I miss? Oh, I think you were talking about that, which I just covered. I printed the Python AMS a few weeks. Oh, nice, you did too. I've been looking at the mod. Good to see it still fits mostly on top of the printer. Yeah, it goes beyond a little bit, but I mean, I think on both sides, maybe, I don't know, 1.5 inches or so. The main thing I really want to do, because it's acrylic, is add some LEDs. Like, I got a CO2 laser in the garage. I actually got a really big one in for testing that I'll have a full video on. But if I'm not going to be using all of the slots for the drying units, because there's also slots on the back, which is probably where I would have the PolyMaker dryer. That way it's not kind of obstructing view. I don't have cables hanging down. I want to like reprint this out with some kind of a logo on it. I don't think I'll edge light it, but it would be cool to add some LED strips in here since it is all acrylic. But yeah, it's a cool mod. Like, it's a lot of printing. The kit came with all the printed parts. I think it says it's like 1.6 kilograms of material for everything, so it's a lot of filament. But man, I gotta give credit to the designer because it's a cool mod. It's really, really cool. So let's see, whatever works. Hey, Iconic. I'm also really behind on chat. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up. Python XL coming. Hydra works well. I like it. Honestly, I want to see if the Python mod can be made for the AMS Lite variant, because as far as I can see with a bit of 3D printing, you could possibly have each part. I don't think I've seen very many mods for the AMS Lite other than like lots of mounting solutions, because it sort of looks like a futuristic exercise bike and it works well, but it's a bit awkward. So I would be curious to see if maybe the creator of this makes a spin-off of it. Yeah, overview video, exactly. That way it's also more engaging for more people. Like a step-by-step of something like this is only going to matter for someone that already is like building this and wants to quickly reference it, but more of an overview that covers some important things I think is more general. More people will be interested in that kind of a video. Hey RS, I'm not going to bother with the enclosure. Yeah, there's an enclosed mod for the AMS lights. Hey Matt. Hey Walnut. Hey Skydown. I don't think I've seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. There are TPU feed for it you can print if you don't enclose it. Oh, cool. That's awesome. It is a good bit of filament. It makes cleaning out broken filament so much easier. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it. So today we are going to be starting the assembly of the MMU3. Full disclosure, Prusa did provide the MMU3 kit, but all opinions, just like anything I review, are that of my own. They have no say in the matter, and any good things or bad things that I find, I will absolutely point out. We are building it as is, with the exception of we're using our own printed parts. The only parts I probably will not be changing and doing colored are the ones that actually go in the next extruder. They provide a few small parts in black that are, I believe, I want to say that they're I want to say they're polycarbonate. Almost positive they're polycarbonate, so we're gonna leave those as is. But other than that, we're just gonna go through and build this. I have never used an MMU. When I purchased the Mark III's, was it the Mark III's? Yeah, when I purchased the Mark III's a few years ago, I initially had plans on building one of these, the MMU2 or 2S at the time. But I had heard such mixed things about it. Like, a few people had them working really well, and a lot of people were frustrated. And so seeing that, I was like, I think I'll hold off. But this seems like, I heard a lot of really good things about the MMU3 compared to any of the previous versions. So I'm highly optimistic and hoping for the best. So we'll see how this goes. PCCF. Okay, then this is probably not that. These parts look too shiny to be carbon fiber. Let me pull one out here. Big Tree Tech just released updated August 12th info and configs. Nice. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Hey, Nice is here. I said that's funny. Hey, Nice. Yeah, this looks like PETG, so maybe this is a part I'm just gonna have to print out in our ABS then. But I know there's supposed to be some parts then that are PC carbon fiber. So let's quickly take a look over here at the website. Hey, Armor. I've been playing around with a tool changer in my Voron, and the saddest discovery for me is that I can't print ABS and PTG together due to the chamber temp. Oh, yeah. Yeah, PTG and PLA work quite well together, but ABS is sort of in that weird middle ground where that's why you've got HIPS, but I'm not crazy about HIPS. Like, I like HIPS. HIPS is an awesome material, high impact polystyrene, and I've printed a few parts out of HIPS as the main part, but it doesn't dissolve very well. You need to use like limonene. It's a citrus chemical, and the issue with that is that since it's a styrene, I haven't done any sort of mechanical or thermal testing, but if it's dissolving that completely and it's a styrene, it has to be doing something. Has to be affecting the properties of the ABS or ASA parts because they're also styrene. So yeah, I forgot a question mark. The Mark IV stuff comes with a PCCF. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think it is polycarbonate carbon fiber. Yep. Currently running a Mark IV with MMU3 in my shop. It's going great other than bad friction issues. When you're getting your PTFE set up, you're really conscious of how they're angled to avoid that. Cool, good to know. Are you going to be at ERF? I still don't know. I still don't know. I was supposed to know by now. I talked with Fabrico. We'd talked months ago about them sponsoring part of the trip, or like the trip basically, to get me out there. And Erin requested the time off so that way she can watch Jackson. And I've been talking with Fabrico, but the details still haven't been solidified, and it's getting closer. So I gotta touch base. With them again and see. But if we can't figure out details soon, then it might not happen because I have to let Lightbird know and get everything else figured out. So I would say right now it's a 50-50 coin flip, and as soon as I know, I'll let everybody know right away. Hey, Mr. Melted. I've since solved the issue, but that was the issue I had. Yeah, good to know. Cherry PVA isn't good for ABS. PVA works really well with PLA, and I feel like I've used it with TPU. There is like a higher temp PVA that I've seen work with nylons, but I've never used it. If you get out there, I'll see you there. Okay, awesome. I'm optimistic. We will see. Fun fact: if you dissolve enough ABS with little acetone, you have a napalm. Oh gosh. Smurf for the win. Nah, I won't. It's too far. You need to check the Armored Turtle project. I did retweet actually. We'll show this really quick. Creepy stuff. Profile. Likes maybe? So I saw an update to the project just the other day. For anyone that doesn't know what Nice is talking about. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? My feed has been full of positron and Mark 4S stuff. Oh, where are you? It was just in the last day or two. There we go. So this is a... hey, have a great trip. Thanks for stopping by, Guy Makes. Hey, Benny. Hey, Steve. So this looks way different than the Armored Turtle project I had initially seen. This looks a lot like a Voron AMS, which is, I think, what the caption says. So I am absolutely interested in this. I still think it's probably... I don't know of any public release for it yet. But this looks awesome. And combined with one of the filament cutters that I've seen, like there's, I know, a mod for a couple of different tool heads now. This seems sweet, so... They're just starting beta testing. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't heard much about it. Like, I know there was initially a video on it that was going around from the creator, and then I think that, I want to say Jonathan over at The Next Layer did an interview with him, but I couldn't find it the other day. I was looking for it, because someone in this, someone replied to me asking about it, and I couldn't find the video, so... Okay, let's start doing this here. So, introduction. Welcome to the MMU3. We got MMU1, MMU2, MMU2S, and MMU3 supported printers. I think that the main unit is the same for all the printers, and the reason why there's so many different versions, I believe, is because just the tool head differences. There's some different parts required depending on, you know, whether you're using the extruder or the older tool head that was on like the Mark III or Mark IIIs Plus. Tools required. We should have all these. Oh, do I have that Prusa tool? I think I do. I think I shoved it in this bag. Yes. I kept. This is still here sitting from when we built the Mark IV many, many months ago. So I've got that. I think I've got the 2 special Allen keys that came with it. And look at that, I even have the screwdriver. This is what I get for keeping the things. Even got the official Prusa screwdriver, and I think this is, yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. I didn't even realize we need all these things, but we've got it. When you browse the guide on help, you can view the original images, labels guide. We're here for you. Pro tip, inserting nuts. Oh yeah, this is to pull the nut. Wait, some parts require you to use an Allen key at an angle. Even though you use angle, make sure the screw is perfectly perpendicular to the thread. Good to know. Don't cross thread. Printed parts. Prepare your desk. If you're building a brand new, which we are. Steve! Hey, Steve! Everyone say hi, Steve. Steve's the madman. He streamed for... How many hours was your stream yesterday, Steve? On a Tuesday. It was such a long stream. Hey, KR. No release date set yet in alpha as far as I know. Okay, cool. That to me looks like the bamboo AMS. Also, I actually don't like the AMS. I went and did the Python mod for mine, and that was a game changer. It would be cool to see a combination of the Python mod and that Voron style AMS. I mean, it's not, I keep calling it the Voron. Sorry, Steve. It's not, it's not an official Voron mod. It's not made by anyone on the Voron team, but as far as I'm aware, but they're definitely theming it, and it's got Voron logos on it, and very similar skirts. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's not. It's a community project, 100%. Unless I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Okay, so we're gonna start with the idler body assembly. Steve says too many hours. Yeah. Hey, Kegel. All right. There are 2 versions of the idler. The MMU3 idler to be used with the metal coupler. This is the correct part bundled in the MMU3 kit. All right, hopefully I printed out the right one. Yep, I printed out the right one. So also, for anyone wondering, because we voted on, you can actually see him behind me probably. Let's see if I go here. It's not very good. Can we zoom in? A little bit better. So this is the neon green and the pot pink, which is what we're using for the Mark IV to Mark IV's upgrade, as well as the enclosure kit and this. But I'm doing my best to follow where the black parts for the Prusa printers will be in the green, and the accent pieces, so all the orange parts, will be in the pot pink, and the MMU3 is just all black. So the reason why I went with all green was because there is no orange accent pieces. Otherwise, I would have had pink on here. So if anyone's wondering. These are all ABS. These PolyMaker Neon Green ABS is what I went with. And then I just scaled them up 100.5% in X and Y. And hopefully that'll be sufficient to accommodate for the shrinkage from going from the default PTG to these. My only concern with PCCF, or really CF in general, is like, I feel like, I know the fibers are small, but I feel like the fibers have at least some effect on tolerance on really small parts. And because so much of this has just enough space for the 1.75, diameter filament to pass through, my concern is whether it would add some friction to it. It might be fine if you do it, maybe it'll just work well, no issues, but that was my only concern. I've definitely ran into some issues. I know, like with the positron build that I did, I'm pretty sure I scaled parts and I ran into some tolerance issues, but maybe that's a matter of the Journeymaker positron and it's unique from this, but that would be my only concern, is that. Hey, Pat. Okay. So we've got this piece. Idler part preparation. So I haven't actually opened, well, that's not true. You can see I've opened, but I haven't opened and looked at things. I only wanted to check on the one printed part, the main body that I was having some issues with. So let's see what all we've got in here. Agree, their PCCF seems like a bit finer texture. Gotcha. I haven't used, so you're talking about Prusa's then? I haven't used Prusa's PCCF, but I've heard only good things about it. So we got printed parts. I think this is mostly all printed parts. And we will be using, if there is any PCCF in here, we will be using that. But everything else, as far as I'm aware, I've already reprinted. So we should be good to go. And these should all be the latest variants. I downloaded them straight from the printables page. We will be using this. This is in black, but I wanted to use the whatever printer. I don't know if it's a UV printer or what they're using, but I did want this on the top front, so we will use this. So I think what we'll do is we'll take out all the hardware, and then we will leave all the printed parts in the bag. So this is all printed things. This is all printed things. I'll do a quick pass to see if I see anything that says Nextruder. This is all buffer parts. Idler selector. Yeah, we shouldn't need any of this stuff. Spool holders. MMU3 for Mark IV. These are the only things I think that we will need. But if these are not in PCCF, because they really... Oh, you know what? So, okay. I think I lied a little bit. It looks like... I only looked at the biggest part because it was the easiest one to see. Most of these parts do look like they're PCCF. So this one I'm not sold on. This to me looks like regular PETG. It's quite glossy. You can see the sort of reflectiveness across it. And this is, and even at the top really to me shows like that looks like PETG. But then if I grab this part and we do a, this is carbon fiber. So this must be the PC carbon fiber. So this one I can reprint in the neon green to match the rest of it. But these little guys that are, I think they're wear components, if I'm not mistaken. There's a couple of tiny ones. I will be using the ones that they shipped with it. Oh, that's just a jig. Well, there we go. That makes sense. What is it for, like the Bowden tube length then maybe? Steve knows more than I do. Have you built one of these or no? Don't bother reprinting it. It's just used for an extruder. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's for the gears of the next shooter, isn't it? It's coming back to me now. I'm having flashbacks of when we took the next shooter gears, shoved them on here to like sort of align them. Yeah. The texture does look, so Steve's talking about, because I was just mentioning the texture. It does look like a, oops, wrong way. It does look like a very fine texture. Like usually carbon fiber parts have quite a bit of surface sort of roughness to them. Kind of, I don't know how to describe it other than that. This is pretty smooth. So yeah, if you were gonna do it, this is probably the better option out of the carbon or glass fiber materials I've used. Rubbing it like this makes me think of Nathan's videos now. Although I know that Prusa released some stuff saying that I think theirs didn't have that issue. I don't know. Prusa released a pretty big response to that video. Yeah, I was just thinking that as I was rubbing it. I'm like, oh, oh, I'll have to take Prusa's word for it. Hopefully it's not an issue. So we've got fasteners, we've got idler selector. So yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna lay these parts here. Let's go through the other boxes really quickly here. I like this manual. This one has, it looks like specific things. So I thought it was the same general 3D printing handbook that they ship with their Prusa printers, but with just a different cover. But it looks like there's actually unique things in here that pertain to the MMU3. So that's kind of neat. Like it even shows some of the proper tip forming, since this doesn't cut the same way that the bamboo printers does. It shows you sort of the different tip forms and how you'd want it to be clean when it retracts versus stringy, which can cause issues. He's kind of known for being a troll in the community. I am very aware. I am very, very aware. I like Prusa basically saying Nathan has no idea what he's talking about. Okay, so we're not going to take all this stuff out right now. There are 3 motors here, which is actually more motors than I realized that this had. I imagine one is to move the actual selector. One is to probably drive filament from it to the extruder, the next extruder. And I don't know about the last one. Is there a blade? Maybe one is for a blade. I don't know. So yeah, we got 3 motors. We'll leave these in here nicely packaged until we actually need them. Hey, Nuno! Is it Jesus? Hey, Jesus. Hey, William. Thanks for being here. Then we've got some acrylic panels, which we also won't take out for now. I think this says buffer plate, 6 pieces. So I'm guessing, I actually have no idea. Since there are 6 of them, I wonder if they're like dividers to keep the material from popping out. I really don't know, but these look like very thin acrylic panels. It's for the idler assembly. Hey, Alan. Yeah, these are really thin. I don't know what the heck. Let's see. I would be surprised if they were thicker than 2 millimeters. Yeah, they're 2 millimeter, approximately, depending on how much you. No, they're not 2. They're 1.5 millimeters. Yeah, so these are 1.5 millimeters. Very thin. Also, Steve, I don't know if you remember, I don't think I ever told you, but I sent you a video a while back of, or maybe I didn't send you a video, maybe I just told you that one of my calipers was freaking out, and you had said it could be battery related. I ended up ordering another set of calipers, which has been really nice. I've got one up here, one in the garage, or I lose one and I always seem to be able to find one, but you were absolutely right. I swapped out the battery on the other one and it's working fine again. Oh, shoot. Oh no, it's raining parts. So if anyone's having issues with calipers at some point, like normally when the battery gets low, it just sort of fades or turns off, but my calipers were just like going haywire with their measurements. MMU supports PETG and PLA only. I don't know if that's true. I would think it would have no issues supporting ASA, ABS. I'd have to look into it. I'd probably think that no abrasives, because I just feel like usually the gears aren't hardened and there's just too many things wearing. And TPU would be a no-go. unless it's very rigid, maybe like 98A or something like that, maybe, but generally not. But I would think ABS and ASA would also work fine. Hey, it's Sven! Sven from Germany! And these are all injection molded. Cool, okay. So we got spool holder, spool holder, spool holder, spool holder. These must be electronics. Yep, electronics. Things are really not in focus, are they? I should probably at this point just have autofocus on. Also, it feels very bright. What is my f-stop at? Let's change that up a little bit. Let's go here. I don't think I'll take out the board yet, but this is the electronics for it. We've got a USB, we've got plenty of Bowden tubing in here, and then zip ties. So I don't think we'll take out zip ties for now, and we'll throw USB in there, throw you in there. We'll take these out. I think this is pretty much everything we'll need for quite a while, I would think. Okay. So we need our idler part, check. It supports any kind of solid material apart from TPU. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Abrasives too though, or no? So we need 625 bearings. So let's see if I can find Mark IV parts. Pulley body, fasteners, idler. Okay, so 5/16. Yep. Still still not married in Florida. I had to laugh when I got your email. Yeah, for anyone that was here last week, I wasn't sure if Sven was Sven from Sweden. And so it confused me. And I was like, are you the Sven from Sweden that's getting married to the lady in Florida? And he said no. So when I emailed him, because he won last week's PolyMaker giveaway, and I said, hey, Sven from Germany that's not getting married in Florida. Okay, so let's get out. Maybe let's just dump all this out. I imagine we're going to work in order. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I should probably clear out my Steve tray. It's become a dumping ground of. It's like, there's so many random things in my Steve tray. One of my shorts, the button broke. I've just been keeping it there for the day that I teach myself how to repair this. I'm sure it's super simple with some thread and a needle, but we got all sorts of random things here. There we go. We'll keep this over here. I love that neon green. Used it for accents on my Micron. It glows. Oh, sick. Man, I might need to get a black light and then so we can take a look at the Prusa. Does the Pop Pink series glow at all or no? Okay. You need 6 bearings but only 5 shaft. Winky face. Perfect. Read the instructions carefully. Insert one of the bearings into the middle slot in the idler. Insert the shaft from the side as seen in the picture. Make sure you're inserting it from the correct side and in the correct orientation. Okay. So, idler body. Idler body is here, and it looks like orientation is like this. I think that's right. I see holes there. I don't know, they look mirrored basically. No, they're not mirrored. Yeah, this is the right way. Okay, so according to this, we're taking this and we're inserting it in the center, which seems like it dropped right in. And then we're taking one of these. Okay, these don't have any, like they're the same in both directions. So I think we're basically just taking this and shoving it through here. And we're taking our little Allen key and pushing it so it goes all the way through. And why are we not going? Am I inserting it from, nope, this is the right direction. Push the shaft all the way in, make sure the shaft is all the way in and not blocking other bearing slots. So ours is definitely blocking. Huh. Okay, well, I probably am just going to try to use a little bit more force right now and hope for the best. Not off to a great start. Okay, let's see. Back it out. It looks aligned pretty damn well. I don't... I'm wondering if maybe if I hold this in place, you don't have a pretty, what did I miss? I would stick to the normal material for now, at least until further documentation. I have 3 trays full of crap. Oh, I know, I should have printed out a tray to match the color. Don't want to damage the bearing. Okay, let's try this again. There's no, I'm just looking at it. There's no difference on either side of this as far as I can tell. It is not wanting to go straight through the bearing. Yeah, that is... Yeah. The first step. First step's already given us a little snag. Yeah, I could tap it through. I just don't like that it's causing the bearing to shift at a slight angle, and that concerns me. Oh, I think I got it. I got it. Yes. Okay. We're in. It spins beautifully. Okay, cool. And you were worried. All right, so we need to do that 2 more times on this side. So we've got one here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it looks good. Install the second bearing in the shaft in the same way. Make sure you're inserting the part into the exact same opening as seen in the picture. Yeah, okay. So it might just take a little bit more oomph. Man. Holy cow. Maybe I do need to tap it? Let's see if I just hold it straight down. There we go. Yeah, it's just a tight fit, but once it's in, these are spinning beautifully. So I don't know if they're supposed to be that tight or if it's another, you know, this is the ASA, and then this one, same thing at the very end. Yep. This one I do think I'm going to tap in though. I don't have the ability to shove an Allen, you know, like a driver in here, so no more than one Ugga Dugga. Yeah, one Ugga Dugga max. Let me. I don't think I have a mallet up here, but I think I have a hammer. Yep. I've got a baby hammer. Let's use. I've got a big hammer and a baby. We'll use the baby hammer. This feels like a one Ugga. Hold on, I'm gonna grab the other one just for the lulz here. So we've got this is our single Ugga Dugga, and this is our at least 3 Ugga Dugga hammer. So we'll stick with the single Ugga. Pushing the table, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Damn, I just want to use the hammer, Steve. I didn't even need the hammer. I still think I could probably tap the... It wasn't necessary. What's a thwacker? Yeah. Okay, all right. We won't use the hammer unless it's necessary. Okay. Part 2. Turn the idler around to continue. Sweet. So now we are on this side. Flipping it around. And we are going... Okay, so 2 more on this side. One bearing here. That one did not go all the way. There we go. Yeah, everything's spinning really nicely, which makes me happy. Mine has plastic, brass, and... Whoa! Steve has all the cool tools. All right, Steve, if you've got a link, send me an affiliate link. I'll order it later. Okay, so this one, oh, that one was a little bit easier actually. Nope, try not to slip. I'm gonna tap this one. This one's getting a little tap. I think this is my first toolbox that I bought from Harbor Freight like 12 years ago with like my starter kit. And most of the tools are gone or destroyed, but this little hammer, I've held on to it all these years. Whoa, that went way in there. Okay, spinning beautifully. We have one more bearing. Okay, so the final bearing's going into this slot. I'm going to... No, I'm not going to hammer that. It's pretty much flush. Wonder if I push... You know what? If I get a Allen key that's that big, I can probably tap that down. That's what we'll do. It's pretty much the only use I've ever had for these very large drivers. Nope, that's not happening right now. Here's what we'll do. We'll hold this like this and give it one good thump. Or maybe I'll just push, hold on. We're gonna leave it. I think it's probably good enough. I use an AA battery? Wait, for what? That's probably good enough. It says make sure it's aligned with the surface, and I feel like it is. Oh, to put against it and tap it? Oh, top of the battery indexes nicely. Yeah, we're gonna leave that. Spins nicely. I don't want to damage it. Not this. We can't damage something this early. We're in the beginning stages. Okay. So I think we're good with that for now. Put that off to the side. Is hitting a battery a good idea? Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything. Gentle taps. Yeah, I'll let Aaron do the battery tapping. I'll use the Allen keys. Haven't had an issue yet. Yeah, these parts are all in. These are ABS parts. Yep. Okay, so now we need. It shows this piece. Two. What are these? Oh, grub screws, which must be in this bag. How he doesn't just squirrel on while doing this amazes me. I get distracted by mom and what I... It's taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of time, Lisa, to get to this point. Let me bring you guys a little bit further down. Yeah, one of my, I have two rubber mallets, and one of them got destroyed. I was hammering rebar when I was trying to basically mark the perimeter that I was going to be trying to level the ground in the backyard so I could build that play place for Jack. And I'm just hammering away at it, and all of a sudden, a big old chunk of rubber flies off of it. Like, I mean, a third of the thing flew off. So it still works, but it's not great anymore. Yeah, so we need our hardware bag, which I just opened up. We've got, it says M310s, which is probably this big bag right here. It is. We'll dump this one out. Okay, and then these little screws, or the little set screws. I just saw them. There they are. Let me make sure they're the right size. The picture shows them in black. These are M4. Okay, so they are silver, not black. You can print the twack hammer. I printed one in PC. I don't know if I've seen that. Hey, Deathcube. Yeah, the green was voted on. Last week we chose between like 4 different colors. My original plan was to keep the Prusa like black and orange, but apparently everybody else had a different idea. Okay, so we're taking this, and we are taking one of these little set screws. Let's zoom in a little bit. This looks like the wrong size. This looks like the right size. We are installing it here. Use the 2mm to install the M4 grub screws into the threaded opening on the side. Just start the thread so the grub screw holds in. Okay, so we're not going all the way into the center. Make sure none of the 2 grub screws are protruding into the opening, otherwise the coupler will be hard to slide on the motor shaft later on. Okay, so we're just loosely inserting like 1 or 2 threads. Okay, that seems fine. So they are barely in there, sticking out like that. We bullied Daniel into a watermelon theme. That's not a far from accurate representation of what went down last week. Before we install the coupler onto the idler, take a look at both parts. Orient the coupler so that the 2 grub screws are oriented exactly as in the picture. Okay. Okay, so we want this side facing me, and we want them facing, it looks like this. So this looks like how we want it. We've got the holes aligned roughly, and we've got one going sort of diagonally, one towards upper left and one towards down right. Fix the coupler using 4 M310s. Cool. I'm pretty sure I still have the right driver on this guy. All right, so far the scaling I did, I don't want to say, okay, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but so far the scaling that I did seems to have been working out pretty well. Tolerances are tight, but not so tight. Just the right amount. You can track or that. That's what happens when you ask the audience to decide. You're not wrong. But we've done that before in the past, and I feel like the colors have been pretty tame. To be fair, like I usually do a very simple like black or gray primary and then just one color, so it's kind of cool to change it up. Okay, I'm just loosely putting these in for now to make sure we at least get a few threads into each of these slots. Bit late to the party. You are right on time, GPs. Happy Wednesday. How's your week been? We finally got, I say cooler weather. It's not really cool, but we're in the low 90s. We're in the low 90s pretty much all week, which is still hot, but compared to the triple digits we've had for like a month, I will take what I can get. I hear Jackson crying. Oh, wait, did I tell you guys that Jackson started walking? I think I did. I think last week I mentioned that he had taken a few steps and we both saw him. This last week though, he is, I mean, like, he's still not like just walking around the whole house, but man, I've seen him walk in the last week probably like 15 times. Yesterday, Aaron got him some little shoes and we went for a little nature walk, and Aaron was holding his hand and walking with him, and he let go and just started walking towards the water. And we're like, oh my God. Okay, so I don't want to overly tighten this since we're just threading into plastic. That's probably good enough. Yeah, it's been exciting. Okay, that's probably good. Last one. My hands are so freaking sore from the building that Python enclosure. So many screws, and a lot of them I had to use just a tiny Allen key to thread them into plastic, and definitely like my hands are just like, why? Once they get going, you're lost. You may need a leash. Yeah, starting to understand the backpack leash thing. That's what everyone's been saying, is like, once it happens, like it's it's gonna go quick. And I'm like, all right, well, we're waiting. Okay, before you proceed, check that they're all tight. I can verify that. Grub screws are oriented properly. You did that. Grub screw orientation is important. Yeah, we're good. All 5 bearings we have to rotate, we're good. And the 6th is flush with the surface. I would also say we're good. Yay! All right. Let's take a second to admire what we've done. Look at it. We've got spin, spinny, 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 all spinning well. Orientation's correct. We've got our, come on, down, up, left, and then this is flush. I think this is going to be fine. It's up just like a hair, but I think it's fine. I'd rather wait, leave it as is, and run into a problem later than try to push it in further and run into an issue. It's like, it's so close. Like, it's very, very close. Okay, so I was wrong. It looks like we are actually gonna need a motor very quickly here. So let's also go back to manual or autofocus. So that way we can get a kind of bird's eye view of what's going on. Okay, so we've got that. We need a motor, the one with a short shaft. All right. Is it time for it hasn't had any mention of a Haribo yet. Let me see if we... Huh. Does it not tell you? Oh, this one doesn't have designated Haribos. We'll wait a little bit longer. Okay, so we've got a little motor, or I guess it's more just a standard motor with a standard shaft and not a integrated lead screw, or the other one's a monster shaft. M310s we've got. We need a single square nut, which is, where are you? Here we are. You mentioned him not walking yet without some support, so if he, yeah, he's freehanding it. Yeah. No, like it's all him now. So we've been sort of trying. We thought it was gonna happen a lot sooner because Kiddo's been standing and like scaling things for months and months and months and months, and he'll stand up, he'll clap, he'll play with things, but never shuffling or taking steps. And now it's like, if something's close enough, he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna shuffle my way over there and get that thing. We need a silicone stopper. Cool, we've got one of these. So, okay, let's get everything out. Silicone stopper, check. One square nut, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M310s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M310s. And one more of those 5/16 shafts. Okay. Oh, it's labeled? Oh, neat. So on top of that, if you want to verify you've grabbed the right motor, it does say idler in big words on it. Hey Viking, how's it going, man? I forgot all about the gummies. I'll be getting those soon too. Nice. What are you getting, PF? MMU3 or something else? Once they start walking, there's never any rest. It felt like that with crawling. Like, before he was crawling, the ground was our safe space. Like, if we needed to go really quickly run and do something, you just lay him on his back on a blanket and you're good to go. And then once he's crawling, it's like, you know, he's rolling off of couches, like it just nowhere safe. So I imagine it's just that times, you know, more now. Okay, so let's orient this part so it is in the same direction as the picture, which is like this. And it looks like the enter the silicone stopper into the small opening on the idler body. So it looks like it's this guy. There's a tiny little hole right here. It wants to go. It wants to go. I'm just gonna shove an Allen key in here and just do a quick little twist motion. Oh, come on, I don't want it. It's so close, I really don't want to ream it. Ideas, thoughts. I think if I just do what I just did again, maybe if I use a slightly bigger Allen key. It doesn't need much, like it's so close to being... Maybe if I, hold on, you won't be able to really see this, but I'm gonna try to, maybe you will be able to see it. Try to convince it with a little jab. Oh, we did it. Yeah, we did it. So if you couldn't see it, I kind of angled it at a 45 and started pushing, and then I was able to get the Allen key in there and just kind of stab and drag. That worked. So it is good to go. Can't wait till he's climbing on everything and then jumping. Oh gosh. The bears, we're everywhere. Wait, you're getting an XL PF? Did I miss it? Oh, you ordered an XL. I missed it. What config did you go with? It's bittersweet when they start walking. Happy to see the kiddos growing up. Sad because they're not that little anymore. Yeah, Aaron's been, man, my throat. Aaron's been a little like emotional enough for the both of us. Every time there's a milestone, I'm like, oh, babe. Push it in and keep pressing with your finger until you feel it fully engaged. If it doesn't engage, try cleaning up the opening. Ah, with an Allen key. We already did it. Cool. Okay, so we're done with that step. Next step, insert the idler into the idler body. Correct orientation is important, okay? So we want it facing the same direction, but then we want, it looks like flat side, no. Yeah, seems right. It sits in there nicely. Push the idler to the left. Make sure the middle coupler is pointing to the large opening. Push the idler to the left so there's a small gap, as small of a gap as possible. Yep, I think we're doing it. Now it says to hold the idler in place with your hand and insert, oh man, okay. So we're gonna insert the shaft in here. This will be tricky to show since I'm right-handed and the camera, I won't be able to. So all I'm gonna do is, I'll show you really quickly here, kind of. We're gonna shove this through here into that bearing while holding it to the left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it around because I am right-hand dominant, and I'm gonna use my left hand to sort of force it towards this way while pushing it in the other way. So let's see if I can do this. Oh shit. Nope. Holy cow. Okay. Man, that was a lot of, that took a lot of strength. Whew. I got the fight. Nice. Oh my God, you went all out. Hey Nomads. I think anything I make using F1 Ultra, I'll put away for the XL. Nice. I went into my Phoenix, found, oh, okay. I figured I had plenty of time. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to hear what you think about it. Okay. I'm a little bit torn. Make sure there's no debris. It's already sticking out a little bit. Okay, I don't know that there's any other secret to this other than just be stronger. Oh, I did it. Oh, we did it. I think that's as far to the left as I can get it too. So I don't really know why it wants you to go to the left, because you're going to be like, it's going to have wiggle room. Let me try, I'm going to try, oops. I realize all you're getting is the hairy arm shot, and I apologize for that. We'll switch camera angles in just a second here. Yeah, I don't really know what else I can do. I think that's as far in as it goes. Is this supposed to be rubbing? I don't know. We're gonna leave it for now. That seems like I did an okay job. But I don't entirely know. So. It says insert the shaft must engage into the bearing and the idler. Press the shaft all the way in. Secure the shaft in place by attaching M310 screw. Okay. So we're going to be placing a screw, it looks like just right here. Hopefully I did an okay job. I really don't know. I don't think I can push it any further. The thing I'm concerned about though is I imagine this is supposed to be able to rotate. Okay, so the stopper obviously is not going to let it rotate. Sorry. Stopper won't let it rotate beyond there. And then if we go back this way. Yeah, it's probably fine. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to continue on. I'm doing my best. You guys are scaring me. My kid is 2 and I'm not ready for her to start having an attitude. Oh man, Jackson's a great baby. But he certainly has his opinions. He's had opinions for quite a while. Sometimes when he like yells at me like, ah, 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 I'm like, what are you saying, dude? I'm like, I don't know if I should be offended or like, what are you getting at, man? Walking, like attitude, talking equals attitude. Hey, Liz is here. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. We don't have any exciting pink today, unfortunately. Liz, all these parts are just bright green because I stuck with like the color scheme of the MMU3 where we were doing green for black and pink for orange, and it's all black. So it's just the outer shell of our watermelon, but there will be plenty of pink in our future. Yeah, hopefully once we've got something in here. It'll probably be fine. It'll probably be okay. Just wait for the tyrannical threes. He's gone full-blown dinosaur. Okay. What's next? We've got a nut. And the nut is going in the bottom. Okay. we have got a nut going in the bottom. Have you tried some? Yeah, so one of our neighbors, who's really sweet at our, I mean, not at this place, not at our last place back in California. She had a high schooler, and Erin went back out to California for her baby shower before Jack was born. And she said that, oh no, hold on. There we go. She said that sign language was a big thing for her and her son. And so, yeah, we've tried very little bit, like milk, you know, more food, done, or, you know, all done. So we've tried a little bit. We probably should have done more. Ugh. Nice, that went right in and felt like it had plenty of... That's just a disguise. They are all secretly waiting for the time to start talking. Hey man, this is a family channel. Wait, what happened? Hey, Blink. All right. We've got our nut. Oh, it was because of the nut talk? I don't know. Before we add the motor to the assembly, we need to align the motor shaft and the idler coupler. Notice there's a flat part. Yep. Orient the motor as seen in the picture. Okay, so it wants us to have... It's pretty much already like that. So it wants us to have the wires facing upward and the flat portion of the shaft facing towards those wires. And I'd say that looks pretty dang good to me. So, I mean, I feel like most people here are gonna be familiar with that, but not all motors. Some of them have push fit pulleys on them, and I'm not a big fan of them. But the majority of them will have one flat section, and that's where you can attach your set screw on, so it gets a really good bite onto the motor shaft. Be right back in an hour. Okay, see you in an hour. I'll read the motor, see the picture. Cable. Before installing the motor, the flat part of the motor shaft must be aligned with one of the two grub screws in the metal. Ah, okay. I get it. So it just wants us to make sure that one of these two... I don't know how the heck camera angles, man. Let's see, I drop y'all down. Basically, before we slide this in, it wants us to make sure that one of... Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, gosh. Manual focus it is. There we go. So one of those two set screws that we installed needs to be in alignment with that flat portion of the motor. So let's see. Before you start, insert the motor shaft in the metal coupler and the idler. Push the motor towards the idler body until flush. So I'm going to do my best on here. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. Let me zoom out a little bit. Nice! Thank you very much, man, for the 5 gifted memberships. Cheers. Also, it's been like probably a month, I think now, since. How's the business going? You were last time I remember, you were going on a vacation, but you were also starting on your own venture. I don't really know why it wants the... So right now, because we didn't tighten anything, these can still rotate off of the flat part of the motor shaft. So I'm not exactly sure why it wanted us to align that like that yet. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do anything actually. It hasn't told us to tighten anything more. Push the motor, insert 2 M310 screws. Okay. So we're just gonna stand this up like this. And we're gonna get new credit card. It's working. Hopefully, somehow it's gotta be a business expense. Entertainment at work or something. Okay, so now we are going to secure our motor to the printed part. Hey, Danny! And when they start talking, they will all express their endless hatred towards the world. I don't know, Jackson's a pretty happy guy. We've really... I feel like we're generally pretty happy Okay, that's not, that feels like I'm gonna use a smaller, I got a smaller driver. I feel like I'm cross-thread in there and it's not what I want. There we go. That's better. It's great, but slow because I'm still working from it. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you are still doing some work with previous boss, gotcha. It was AC related, right? I think that's what you said. Okay, so I'm just hand tightening this. I can't get a very good grip on this tiny driver, but that's probably for the best since I'm threading a plastic part. Make sure this is straight. Yeah, it looks pretty dang good. Jackson's just gonna have endless stories still. Yeah, he's very curious. Like, he's definitely, a lot of his day is him pointing at things. Like, you know, he'll point, like, usually if I go in his room and I say, hey, where's your toucan? My mom painted him my mom's very talented with, like, I think she does, is it oil on canvas or acrylic on canvas? And she did this toucan bird on canvas, and so I'll say, hey, where's the toucan? And he'll point at it, and I'll say, where's Mickey? And he'll point at his Mickey thing, and then, like, where's the window? So but he, like, if he's in a place where he doesn't know what things are, he'll just point, and I'll, like, have me basically identify what it is. I'm like, that's a light, that's a camera, so I'm curious. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of that, but with, you know, well, he is vocalizing it, but, like, actual words, like, what is that? What is that? What does that do? Start the thread. Oh, it does say start the thread so the screws engage in them. Wait a minute, I screwed up because I only read part of the instructions. Insert two, start to turn the unit around, add another. Okay, I think we're gonna be okay. It just wanted to, like, so it didn't want me to install all of them too tight because it wants to make sure I get them aligned. So we're probably gonna be okay. So we're gonna take our other M310 screws. I'll just use that same small driver. Prevent me from accidentally over tight up. Oh, you gotta get it in there. This. Something like that. Yeah, basically something along those lines. Okay. Yep, so that screw, wait a minute. Dang it, maybe I did screw up by tightening them. Okay, so let me loosen these top two screws a little bit here. So I've got a tiny bit of play with this motor. There we go. Yeah, now it's gone in. So yeah, definitely don't fully tighten them until you get the bottom two in. That was my bad. HVAC, okay, that's what I thought. I don't know how the weather is where you are during winter time, but it's winter busy. Here, I mean, like, summertime is, and same with California, summertime is the primary. Well, here we do get winter as well. California was pretty much exclusively, where we were at least, like a summertime when it was, you know, crazy busy. It's just the cold reality of the cutest baby that they ever will slowly turn into a chihuahua. My son was always happy except at bedtime. He hated to go to sleep. Jack, we're really happy because, like, sleep has been a really difficult thing for us, but lately he's on a pretty big schedule. Like, he goes to bed at 7 to 7:30, like clockwork. I give him a bottle of milk, and then he wakes up around midnight crying, which is perfect because that's about when I am going to be heading down. I usually give him a new bottle of milk that he drinks. So the issue is like, the doctor last time we were there said, like, yeah, I don't give him milk at night or whatever, but man, he's like trained to sleep like that. So I'm gonna try cycling out the milk for water. But so far, when I've tried that in the past, it's been a bit, it's been a letdown. Oh my God, oh wait, no, here we go. I am a goofball. So now, of course, that I've got the freaking motor all the way in, it is spinning it's spinning the motor shaft. Can I wedge this in here? The motor shaft is not aligned with the set screws, is kind of what I'm getting at. Let's see, if I take this Allen key and I wedge it in here, can I just rotate? Nope, I screwed up. Awesome. All right, so let's loosen these again. Third time is the charm. Cycle out the milk for coffee. Yeah, no way. You can always get the hammer out. No, 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 no hammers. Well, the hammers are out. I've got 2 hammers. It's not a build without hammers on the table. Okay, so now it's not spinning the motor shaft. But of course, now the motor shaft is not spinning. I've got an idea. If I tighten this all the way down, so that way it engages that motor shaft again, like so. PF, thank you very much, man, for the 5 memberships. Cheers. PF, you're getting a Hadouken? 2 Hadoukens. Dual Hadoukens. Thank you, man. Cheers. Looks like Aaron said something in chat. I must have missed it. Okay, so yeah, I have an idea. We'll tighten this back, so that way I can have the motor shaft turn with the idler. I'll get it perfectly, like, centered, basically. So there we go, roughly right about there. Now I'll loosen them, so that way they no longer engage. Let's see. Then I should be able to rotate the idler, so that way a set screw is on top of that motor shaft, and then engage them again. So, yep. Whoo! All right. So yeah, this one is pretty much perfectly centered. Hopefully orientation doesn't matter right now. That's my only concern. So we should be good now. Once I tighten these 2 in, like this. Yeah. We voted on, it was voted on. The people have spoken. Okay. So now this set screw, if you check this out, it's at a weird, the idler's at a weird angle, but I don't think it matters. But we've got set screw facing upwards, as is the motor shaft, and you can't actually see that, I don't think, very well. But now that I'm rotating this, it's rotating the motor shaft as well, even though I haven't tightened the set screws, which makes me think that the top of the motor shaft must be bottoming out in the printed part. So that's what's causing it to engage, which I wasn't expecting. So hopefully that's okay. Yeah, it looks like based off this, it can be at an angle. Mine's kind of at an extreme. Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I feel a little bit of rubbing. That's weird. Oh, derp. Okay, I get it. So I was wondering why it was rubbing, but I still have the ability to slide it left and right a bit. So I have a feeling what it's gonna have us do is align these so that way the bearings are centered. And then it's gonna have us tighten down the set screw, and that will secure the idler in place. That makes the most sense to me. I bet you that's what's coming up next. Orient the motor, we did. From the opposite side, push them. Make sure those screws perfectly perpendicular to the motor. Tighten the first 2, cool. Pull the idler to the side all the way away from the motor. There should be just a very small gap on the left side. A substantial gap could cause MMU to experience difficulties, filament loading and loading. Make sure the grub screw is in the metal. Make sure the grub screw in the metal coupler is still, yep. Tighten it fully. Rotate the idler and tighten the second one. Okay, so it wants us to pull all the way to the left. Yeah, which is basically, that centers it perfectly. Yeah, things are happening, and they're happening the way they're supposed to be. Okay. So I will just use this guy for right now to, nope, that is not the right. We'll use this guy. There we go. Holy cow, these don't, oh, maybe that's why, that's probably why it was engaging, was one of the set screws. I thought they were gonna go in a lot further, but the set screws don't actually go in very far. I don't wanna strip it, but that feels very tight. Let's rotate it to the other side. Okay, this one has like at least a full turn. So yeah, I thought I didn't put the set screws in very far, but I mean, it doesn't take much to engage with the motor shaft on this. So I think we're totally good there. And as long as our bearing's clear, which they look, if you look at it, just to show you guys what I'm seeing here, the bearings are like dead center in those slots, which is what we want. You can see that one. I guess it's all about camera perspective, but I have to take my word for it. They're clearing, they're not rubbing on anything anymore. This part looks really good. I don't want to toot my own horn, but yeah, this looks awesome. All right, take a 2-second water break. Let's see, with heat pump, we always have work. Nice, okay. New European legislation are punching for electricity-based heating. Oh, less fuel or fossil energy. Service after sales for different brands, but also inspection expertise and installation updates. I'm also a consultant for a different brand. Nice. This is printed in PolyMaker. It's actually, I linked it in the description. I was like, PolyMaker sponsors the channel. I use their filament for so many builds. Why am I not linking to the filament I'm using for the build? So that way if people want to buy it, I can do that. And it's also easier, or I think better than just a generic affiliate link. So I have a link directly to it in the description, but it is Neon Green ABS is what this is right here. So. Hey, I just saw Nadir got a gift of membership. Hi, Nadir. If you didn't see this last week's video, I went over the SVO8 upgrades, and man, was that that was a journey. But in that video, I showed off Nadir has quite a few mods for multiple printers, but since I was focused on the SVO8, I showed off his screen mod as well as a few of the, I think the top hat, as well as the Bamboo Lab hot end upgrade for the SVO8, which I think Tor installed, so. Okay. We're done. Okay, that has to be time for some gummy bears. I'm gonna really quick mute the mic for like 2 seconds so I can blow my nose. It's been getting a little bit better. Let's see. I'll be our Okay, you asked about shrinkage. I did. So I scaled X and Y on all the parts by 100.5%, and I left Z alone. And that so far seems to have been a good call. Everything seems to be, things are a little bit tight, but I imagine they probably would have been tight with PTG. Because you need them to be tight. The things need to fit in there nice and snug, but I haven't ran into any issues where things have been too difficult. There was a rubber like plug, I don't know if it's rubber, but like a TPU rubber plug. And that hole did require me taking an Allen key to clear it a little bit. But even in the instructions, it says that if you have a hard time getting it through, to take an Allen key. So I think that it's just intended to be a very tight tolerance on that. All right. Man, 4 gummy. I love gummy bears. Okay. Let's do the thing. So next we are moving on to the Selector. Here is our main part of the Selector body. The screen is really freaking nice. Did anyone answer me? Does anyone know if, does anybody know if, I read a chat and then forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, does anyone know if Pop Pink is reactant to UV or blacklight? Why wouldn't you scale the Z? It's actually because of Aaron. I have in the past scaled the Z. I don't think it actually really hurts. It's such a small, scaling factor, but yeah, Aaron was saying it doesn't shrink on Z, which I guess kind of makes sense. If your first layer is starting at the same and it's climbing up, then Z should theoretically end at the same height it's intended to. I don't know. I don't fully know the, I think, okay, yeah, I know Neon is. Oh, just the Neon, okay. It's brighter. It's a brighter pink, but doesn't have actual reaction. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm sure it'll still look awesome. So we need a selector. We need a magnet. We've got a little ball. So ball here. Let me zoom out a little bit. It's kind of a little aggressively close. Magnet, ball. When upgrading, the new ball is made of a ferromagnetic material. Insert the magnet into the marked opening in the selector. Push it in until it's flush with the surrounding surface. Okay, so it looks like this is, nope. This is the orientation. And the magnet needs to go in, it looks like this pocket right here. Yeah. So let's try that. Let's lay it down like this, not lose our ball. Nope, that is the wrong direction of focus. Hey, AP! In half an hour, I will open up the giveaway too for PolyMaker. Okay, so we are, let me check this one more time. Yeah, it's gonna go in this pocket right here. And it looks like, I'm just gonna use our Allen key to push it all the way. That seems to be all the way. And then it wants us to drop our ball, I think, in this top section, but let me, yep, ball goes in here. So same orientation, like this. Goodbye, ball. Losing your only marble, yeah. It's I love building on the courts, but oops, for cylindrical objects like a ball, all it takes is you to look at it wrong and it starts moving on you. Okay, we did that. It looks like you can see it from the other side. Yep. So from this side, we can see the magnet and the ball basically stuck to each other. All right, now we need, it looks like a new bag probably. So this was the selector, right? So there should be probably a bag of goodies. This is the pulley. This is the Mark IV. That is electronics. This is the buffer, which is not what we're doing. Okay, I'm not seeing it. This is the selector, right? Yeah, selector assembly. And it's saying that we need... Oh, okay, here we go. In case you're assembling the unit from scratch, like I am, the nut is inside the motor kit box. So, oh, let's not drop that. Found it. It's on the lead screw. So this is the reason why there's no bag is everything else is just hardware inside the hardware bag. So there is the missing piece. And then we need, what do we need? We need a regular nut, a square nut. So so regular nuts right here. That was quick, GPs. Was that an hour? Hey, Queasy. Balls dropped on stream. Voice. Hey, guys. Oh, geez. M310s. I always joke because, like, I don't shave my facial hair often. Not fully. Like, I trim it back because I start to get real grizzly. It gets kind of crazy looking, but I haven't had to fully shave it for a job since, like, I mean, when I worked my first job 11 years ago was at McDonald's and I had to shave it. But I don't think any other job I've had since has had real strict facial hair. But I screwed up one time and cut a section a little too short, so I had to cut everything short. And I always joke that, man, I look so little and different without having facial hair on. And I'll say, like, it takes me back to a teen where my voice is like, hey guys, how's it going? It's my sister-in-law just sent me a YouTube video of my brother from, oh man, I want to say it was like, so I'm 31, he's 26. So he was probably 13 or so when the video was. And like, you cannot tell it's him. I mean, I forgot how light high pitched my brother's voice was, but yeah, my wife had never, Erin had never heard, didn't know my brother when he was that young. we've been together for 8 years, and it was pretty freaking funny to hear. Okay, insert the M3, insert the, what am I doing here? Okay, so there's a nut that's going on this side, basically right on the left of where the magnet is. Oh yeah, major baby face. Like it's wild. I don't love the way I look without facial hair. I mean, I was like that for most of my life, I suppose. But yeah, it's like so little. Insert the M3 in the mark. Easiest. Okay, cool. It's saying that the easiest way to install this nut is by putting it first on an M330, and then you can align it, pop it in place, and then pull out the screw. So that's what we're gonna do here. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. How did the pink come out on your? I haven't actually printed any of the pink parts yet, GPs, because I was just focused on getting all the MMU3 parts done, since that's the primary thing we're working on now. The Mark IV to Mark IV-S rebuild and the enclosure will be a little while. We're gonna do this, and then we're doing the LDO positron. And then I just got a Phisec reached out, and they sent over the Doron Velta. So that will be after that. So it'll be a little bit before we actually are able to use the pink parts. Okay, so this just goes in like that. Oh. Yeah, that would have been very difficult without using the screw. So that is, I don't know how you can see that. You can't because it's blurry, but it's perfectly seated now. You can see it lined up with the opening. There's my finger. I got my door on last week. Nice. Finishing coloring up the CAD today and posted on Twitter. Ooh, I haven't seen it. I'll take a look. Oh, I'll take a look after the stream. You just insert the M3 square nut. Okay, so square nut's next. Square nut is going on, it looks like. There we go. Square nut is going in there. So hopefully this one I can just start with. Nope, you definitely don't want to go in at an angle. That'll screw up the pocket. There we go. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. That is going in at an angle. I wonder if I need to clear out a little. The other square nut went right in. Let's see if I go like this. Oh, that didn't do it. All right, bear with me. Let me zoom out a little bit so you're not just getting a close-up of the struggle. Let's see, let me scoot this over here. Oh, come on. Come on. Every time I'm struggling getting something in like this, it brings me to Happy Gilmore. Just at an angle. Okay, so what I think I'll do is take, where's the smaller Allen key? I'm gonna just scrape on the edges. Okay, this is the smaller one. And I'm dropping that too. What is it, Butterfingers? All right, I'm gonna scrape a little bit on the edge here, just to see if I can clear out just a teeny tiny bit to get the top in. Let's not lose this ball, put it on there. I don't know why, oh, nope. Oh, it's like, I feel like it's toying with me at this point. Come on, buddy. Come on, I know you want to go. Hold on, you guys, oh, you get. It just wants to go the wrong direction. I'm gonna really quickly, here. This is the, bringing out the stool. Need to get, clear out or use a soldering iron. I can use a soldering iron. I have a little bit of PTSD on this. There was, the only issue I ran into during the Pooch build of the Mark IV was a square nut. It was a square nut that, I'm wondering if I, oh yeah. Oh yeah. You just gotta give it the old whack. Oh my. All right, we're in. That's it. One last little. Yeah. Oh gosh. The whole set is gonna look wild. Yeah, it's gonna look nuts. It's gonna look, because it's gonna be the enclosure, it's gonna be everything, like the enclosure kit, the Mark IV, it's gonna look bonkers with the pink and the green. I'm really excited. I never would have done it had it not been voted on, but now that it has been decided, I am quite excited. Okay, attach the trapeze nut onto the selector. There is a recess in which it should fit nicely. Fix it in place with 2 screws, tighten them just slightly for now, we'll tighten them fully later on. Okay. Recess, bam. Okay, popping you in like this. Wait, that ain't gonna fit there. Oh, I'm a goofball. Ignore me. It's not supposed to, it's supposed to go upwards. All right, and so then we just need top and bottom screws. There we go. Make sure you use the FiSec repo for door. Okay, I will do. Thanks for the heads up. Is it a different variation of it? I know also there's been some updates to the Doron Filta. And so I imagine the FiSec is just going to be like the original version of it. I doubt they've incorporated any of the toolhead changes and whatnot. I'll probably build it as is. Like just that way I can get a. No, it says don't tighten it fully. That's what it said. And now here I am just going to Ugga Dugga town. Okay, there's a tiny bit of play. Let me back up just one little turn more. Here we go. There's some play. I see a lot of videos on the Mark IV S. What does the S give you? It's honestly not a massive difference. Like, I'm not saying, all right, so I think the upgrades are nice. I do. And I am excited to install them. And I don't know if Prusa is going to send an upgrade kit. If not, I'm going to buy the upgrade kit. But it's not a ton of things. The primary things are that you get a much bigger fan on the hot end. Like it's a huge, the layer cooling fan is massive compared to the stock one. So, which should let you print faster in the sense that you can cool the material quicker. And the marketing has been majorly showing just crazy overhangs at like 70 degrees that are looking pretty crispy. The other one is it now uses a different nozzle by default, which is a CHT. I don't think any of the actual electronics have changed. It's really just like it now ships with what's a CHT nozzle. And I think E3D, got hammers here. Get the hammer out of the way. I think E3D also at the same time launched a variant for it. Let me see really quick here. E3D. High flow, yeah, so E3D, I don't know if it's the same as what Prusa is. I mean, they partnered up, so I imagine it probably is, but what I'm curious about, Maurice, 13 months. Thank you, buddy. Cheers. Blue cheers. Thanks, Maurice. It's also pretty quiet, but I'm curious if, because I don't think that the one that ships with the Mark IV S is a obsidian. I think it's just a brass, like, high flow. I don't know if they partnered with CHT or what. I'm sorry, Bondtech. What I'm curious about is, did E3D release an obsidian high flow? They did. Nope. Yeah, they did. So I'm rocking, I purchased one of these, the Obsidian Prusa nozzles. That's been in my Mark IV for a bit. I was having some blobbing with PETG when I was printing out all the PETG parts for the Billy bookcase filament rack, Philabilly. And it helped a little bit, but not substantially. But yeah, this is new then. So, which bums me out that I bought this one. I mean, I don't necessarily need the high flow. I don't think I'll really be pushing it. So unless I actually run into a bottleneck, I'm gonna stick probably with this, even over this. So I'm kind of torn. I don't know if there's any other structural upgrades. Oh, there are, I'm sorry, there are other upgrades though. There is now like an NFC tag. There's an NFC tag that lets you use the app to quickly pair your printer to your phone for like Prusa Connect, and also you can set up your Wi-Fi with that. So instead of having to type it in on like a SD card and then load it that way, you can just like use the NFC to, I think, automatically set up the wireless. And then I know they also released a, like, at least they teased MK4S. They teased a GPIO upgrade Maybe this is the better one. This is like the marketing. TLDR. Here we go. Compared to last year's completely reworked cooling, so that's what we mentioned. Cooling, this is, I mean, oh, yeah, there we go. The fan's a monster. Like, it is, the downside to it is that it hides, like, you don't get to see as much of the hot end anymore, but in all honesty, like, one of the biggest things about the Prusa is that you really shouldn't have to adjust your first layer, and they should be really reliable in that sense. So if there's a printer that I'm not actually concerned about losing the visibility of the whole nozzle, it's probably this one. So I'm not super concerned about that. I would take bigger cooling over a little bit of better visibility. So yeah, I mentioned that they've been big on advertising that the new nozzle with a high flow nozzle designed based on CHT. Okay, so they must have licensed the CHT technology. So increased 14% increase in flow, basically. So not substantial, but still nice. Like, I mean, it's not I guess I can't say not substantial. It's not massive, like you're not getting 2x performance gains, but you are getting some performance gains. Then I mentioned the NFC aspect of it. And PC button are now, okay, many of the Mark IV are now printed with PC carbon fiber injection molded. That's right, they injection molded the screen and swapped out some boards for, parts for the PC carbon fiber. And then, so okay, cooling we did. I'm not gonna go further into that. High flow we did. The app with the NFC tag. And yeah, so there's a GPIO board, which I don't think comes with it. Yeah, it's available for pre-order, but it's compatible, which will let you, I don't know if, I would like for Prusa, I'm sure they will. Maybe they'll do it, that would make sense. It'd be cool for them to do a printables contest for upgrades for this. But this should allow you to do things they mentioned, like camera shutter for DSLR time lapses and things like that. I don't really know what else, maybe some kind of additional sensors or lights, I really don't know. And then there's also now, I don't think it's out yet, but they're going to allow you to actually run your own input shaping if you want to. I think you have to buy also the input shaping board. So yeah, that's my understanding of it. So it's like, it's not a massive difference, which is also why the cost is $99. Honestly, if I had the option to just a la carte the upgrades, I'd probably just get the fan and the NFC tag. That's really what I'm interested in. The nozzle I'm just gonna put on my shelf because I already bought the Obsidian nozzle, so. Elliot Positron uses the same fan as Mark IVs, so if I improve the ducts, we can get similar speeds. Uses the same fan? Oh, cool, that's awesome. Stratasys may not go after Seaborn or Positron if using heated beds, but the court itself may see that we were in violation of it. I don't think anything's going to come from this Stratasys thing. I think it's all right. I'm totally happy to be wrong. I might be wrong, but I think that it's going to get settled. I think it's going to get settled outside of court, similar to what happened with Slice and what's the company I'm thinking of, everybody? Anchor Make. It got settled out of court. There was a lawsuit there. I think it's going to be a similar thing. We'll see. We'll see. But that's if I had to guess, that's what I think will happen. I hope it doesn't become more of a thing than that. Okay. Sorry, I ate some gummy bears. Yeah, I think I read that on GPs, but absolutely. Oh, cool. Okay. Marie says the Wi-Fi module is faster as well, which is a plus. I'm gonna get MK4 waited for them to iterate on the Mark IV before committing. I think you'll be really happy with it, Ella. I don't have any complaints with my Mark IV. It's a solid printer. It's money trolling. That's my thought as well. If I was MMU, I would certainly say if you go after us, you need to go after every company making printers. Is all of Stratasys standard is breaching. Yeah, I think that Stratasys wants some money. I think that they want some money and they know Bamboo's got money. And I have a feeling it's gonna get settled in some way, shape, or form outside of the courtroom with, yeah, something else. If you can stretch the bamboo back down, that's where I get concerned. New nozzles not for use with the MMU3. Oh, that's interesting. That kind of makes sense though. That's interesting. So I didn't hear that, but Daniel's saying that the new nozzle is not for use with the MMU3. And that makes a lot of sense because the MMU3, like, so on the bamboo printers, when you change color, blade comes along and just cuts, right? Right away. It cuts, it purges, it retracts. New color comes in. No. I'm lying. It cuts, it retracts. New color comes in, it purges. It's my understanding on the MMU3, I think it cuts as well, but MMU3 doesn't cut at the base because you lose, you have to purge more material. There's hacks with, or not hacks, but like a community-based upgrade that's now, I think, fully implemented in, I think, the default stuff where bamboo now retracts a little bit inside of that hot end, then cuts, so that way there's less distance that needs to be purged. But MMU3 doesn't cut down there. It pulls it back, and then it makes a cut at the MMU3, I believe, is my understanding. And it's a much smaller cut because it's able to basically pull it right before the blade is and then cut. While in the bamboos, because it's in the tool head, it only has so much wiggle room of where it can pull it or retract it needs to be. So the issue or the complication of that with the MMU3 is you are pulling out filament that has been in the hot end hot, and that creates a blob. And that's why we looked at the photo a second ago in the little booklet. We'll do it again for anyone that wasn't here. There we go. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Blobs. So we want clean blobs. That way it's consistent and the blade can cut it very easily. Oh, it only, okay. MMU3 cuts when there's a jam. Okay. So I was wrong. So the cutting is a backup. So this is even more important then. You want the tip to form a nice clean tip. That way it's not gonna clog, jam, wrap around anything, or cause excess purging. These are bad. We don't want excess, don't want funky shapes, different directions, or like that. So with the CHT, because it splits the filament into multiple smaller channels, and then it goes out of a single one, when you retract that, it's not gonna be pretty like this. So that makes a lot of sense that you're gonna get a funky looking tip. So that, yeah, I even more so now would like to a la carte the MK4S because I won't even be able to use that nozzle. Hi, that's the wrong, that's the wrong button here. Anyways. Yep, that makes sense, RS. I didn't even think about that. They see MMU doing well and want some of it. I think the same thing, Aaron. CHT won't do tip shaping properly. Yeah, it didn't cross my mind because I haven't seen it mentioned yet, but now that you're saying it, that makes a ton of sense. I built MMU2, 2S23, gosh. Oh, wow. I feel pretty ripped off that I had to pay to get a working MMU 3 times. Yeah, that's, I'm sorry. I didn't, MMU2S was better than MMU3. It's pretty flawless. I didn't get MMU2 because I saw a few, I mentioned it earlier, but a few people that got them working well and a lot of people very frustrated, and it just didn't seem like it was where I wanted it. And so once I saw this to me, I mean, Ben's saying that the 2S clearly worked well for him, but from what I've seen as a larger serving size, this seems to be a more consistent experience for more people. So, okay, that was a little tangenty there. That's okay. So now we need, what is this? Prepare the following. So 2 M310s, 2 of these guys, which are bushing tubes, 2 square nuts. I don't know what the last thing is. It looks like a printed part. Hopefully I printed that out. We'll go through my printed parts. I have the first version of the 3D Chameleon and it was a disaster. Yeah, I like the idea of the 3D Chameleon, and the fact that it's like a solo venture is very, very cool. And I've seen it a few times in action at like Rocky Mountain, or what was it, Rocky Mountain maybe? I definitely saw it at Murph, but I never jumped on it because I know that if things, like, it's one thing to build it for the fun of it. Like the ERC FP2, if we end up building it and it's just for the fun of it and we don't end up using it a lot, I'm fine with that. But generally speaking, like if things are super tedious or cumbersome, I won't end up using them, and that's kind of what my thought was with it. Okay, so this looks like a printed part with a small threaded thing inside of it. Selector front plate. Is that something that's gonna be pre-installed with that guy? Selector. I haven't seen that. We've got blades, we've got springs. I don't know what this is. Super Pinda silicone. We already opened that. Okay, so this looks like... This piece kind of looks like that piece. But I don't have that piece in it, the little inner cavity. So I'm wondering if... Let me open up... I wonder if it's pre-installed in the printed pieces that came... Where did I put... Okay, we were all here talking. Oh, here they are. Here they are. I was like, where did I put all the printed pieces for this thing? Oh, the last one of the motors just fell and nearly missed my big toe. Okay, that place will be. That piece will be in the bag with it fitted already. Okay. So let's see if we can find it and remove it. Yep. You are correct. It is in this bag. So my question is, how do I get it out without damaging anything? Is it just a press fit? I don't know what to do with this part. So I've got it right here, and it is pre-installed like Aaron said. And based off what I'm seeing here, it kind of looks like it's just a press fit. So I'm wondering if I just pop it out. Oh, this is a soldering thing. If you heat it up, it'll come right out. You'll have to snip it out. Okay, let's see if I just use my for this. This is a huge tip on here. Is this the right size? Oh my god, this is like the perfect size. You guys can't see this because I'm zoomed in like no other, but this I think this is a M5. Oops. Yeah, M5 that I had pre-installed seems to be perfect. So we're gonna try to remove this. M5, oh, that's why it is an M5 heat set. Sweet, okay, well, let's do it then. I don't see any reason why we can't pop this out. It shouldn't be that bad to get back in, hopefully. Famous last words. Okay, this is at 280 Celsius. Oh shit. Starting to melt my starting to melt my actual setup here. Okay. A little spicy, a little hot. Let's see. Oh. I don't want it to go all the way through. Oh crap. Ah, I feel like I went too far. I have it pretty much flush with the surface, and I don't think it was supposed to be flush with the surface. Thoughts on whether that's an issue? Look, there's nothing sticking out on the bottom. The bottom is, it's pretty much flush. It went really quickly once it went. I'm just wondering if anyone that has one of these already built can tell me whether it being flush will be an issue or whether it should be fine. That looks fine. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a lip on it. As long as it's flat, no issues. Yeah, it's definitely flat. Yeah, the bottom you can see it like, there was a little bit of a lip and it just, it blitzed right through it. So, okay. It should be fine. It's flush. So, I mean, it's flat. So, cool. Alrighty then. Thank you, thank you. We will unplug you. Stealth press coming in clutch from the shadows and back to where it hailed from. There we go. All right, let's move forward here. We're taking this piece. Also, in just a couple minutes, we're gonna open up a PolyMaker giveaway. Insert, so let's make sure we're facing the right direction. Nope. Yes. All right, insert the bronze bushing tubes into the marked openings on the selector as far as you can using your hand. Make sure you're inserting them from the correct side, which we are now doing, so. Okay. Ow. Is that? Oh, okay, cool. And then on a flat surface. It looks like it wants us to do both at the same time, so that's fine. Oh, God, these are not fun to push because they're pretty sharp. I would recommend using something else to do that. So now it says to push it against a flat surface, which we are no strangers to. I almost feel like one at a time would have been the better play. Did I crack something? I don't. It definitely took out a chunk of, look at that. You can see that it took out a chunk of material, but I think it's fine. It just, the tolerances were a little tight on these ones. So let's just keep pushing. Yeah, that seems fine. They seem nice and snug. I'm pretty happy with that. I always use my pan vise. Ah, yeah, that's probably a better call than the old thumbs. My hands hate me, and it's no secret why. It could be over extrusion. I haven't had any issues with the other parts. This is ABS, and it's intended to be PETG, like the official parts. I did scale slightly, so it's possible it was that. I also think it printed like this. So it's possible there was just a little bit of sag from cooling or lack thereof cooling. So maybe it just took off that from the top. I made a Steve calibration cube for his black box printer. You want a modbot version of? That would be awesome, GPs. Yeah, if you make one, we'll absolutely print it out when we get this assembled. Is that the one that I saw someone printed that had like? I know it had the like Steve's colors. I saw someone print one just the other day. It looked freaking sweet. Yeah, if you've got the time and you don't mind, absolutely, we'll print it out. Okay, so now with this side facing us, we need to insert two more of my best friends, the square nut. And I do see a little bit of material in here as well. So let me see, I've got a really tiny flathead. That is not a really tiny flathead. Where are you, buddy? There we go. I'm gonna try to scrape, because there's nowhere for that excess material to go once we put the square nuts in there. So I'm just going to try to scrape out a little bit. It's really not a lot, but I feel like every bit counts here, especially with square nuts being my arch nemesis. These ones are going to be tricky. There's not a lot of... Oh, why is that, right? Like, I anticipate it's going to be tricky, and it's like the easiest square nut. It goes right in. I feel like they toy with me a little bit, my emotions, man. All right, let's see if this one's also easy. Yep, that went right in. Oh, square nuts. There we go. perfectly aligned with the holes, looking good. Yeah, okay, that's who I saw. Rushmere printed one, no problem at all. Still off work till the rest of the month. Sweet, yeah, I'll definitely take one. Good. Thank you, GPs. That'll be fun to print. Insert marketing open aside, push the nuts all the way in. Yeah, we don't need to do that, or redo that. Add the front plate onto the selector. So it looks like it needs to be pushed down and then in. Add the front plate. Make sure the sides of it are flush. Attach the front plate. Okay, so facing like this, I believe. Yep. Oh, this part has. So what? Oh, okay, yeah. So this is not a mirrored part. This side is flat, while this side has more of a lip to it. So it's basically just saying make sure you have the flat piece on this side, so the lip's not going over the edge. So we will do that. This will just go right here. What? Oh no! What did I say? Nice. That's what she said. All right, stay there, bull. Okay, as soon as I get this top piece on, I'll open the giveaway up. Also, if you haven't smacked the like button, I haven't looked at likes once today. I don't know what we're at, but if you haven't hit the like button, please smack the like button. This seems... it's probably right. Sometimes... Oh, God. Nice. All right. And we will just hand tighten these. It seems like it's nice and flush. Okay, I think that's good. Looking pretty. All right, let me get this giveaway open before I get derailed again and start talking about something else. Boom. Okay, I'll pin it right now. I've been doing bad for likes lately. I keep forgetting until it's mentioned. Yeah, I've got to get better at that. I suck at like... I've always been like good at the content thing. Like I enjoy the making videos and showing things and teaching, but like the YouTube-y stuff, I'm not good at. I need to get better at it. I don't like being like, oh, do this or do that or check this, but I've got to. There's no excuses. Is it me or is all 3D printed live streams full of not so subtle sexual references? Yes. I don't realize it because I feel like I've been in the 3D printing stuff for so long, but there's times where I think we talked about this last week, where I'm like talking to Aaron and I'm like explaining something about 3D printing. I'm like, that sounds a little bit provocative. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's 113 people here. It looks like 58 likes. Let's see, we can get 80 likes, I believe. If you're here and you're listening and you're having fun, hit the like button. And if you're not having fun, also hit the like button. Okay, where are we? We're on the selector assembly. Boom. Okay, so we need another M310, another square nut, and we need our super Finda. Is that different than is Finda what they're using now? Oh, dropped another nut. Or is it just for the filament sensor? Is that what they call that? Or is Pinda no longer a thing and it's all Finda now? There we go. I heard Delilah growling, which makes me think Jackson and Aaron's coming up the stairs. Yeah. Ma. I heard Delilah growling, and I was like, I bet you they're coming up the stairs. Oh, he's got his shoes on? All right, it's a Jack break. The giveaway link's open. Hey, baby. You got your shoes on and your shark shirt? Oh, baby. Woohoo! I was talking about you walking, big guy. Yeah, dude. Look at, who's that baby right there? Let's see. Look at Jack. It's you, bud. Can you say Dada? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here, huh? Yeah, can you say hi? Say hello. He says, I don't know. You say hello. I was talking about him walking yesterday. I said, oh, I like your shark shirt. Yeah, that's a cool. Uh-huh. Huh. What are you doing down there? Oh, look at, he's got, oh, let me show the shoes. Aaron got him, he's got some sweet kicks now that he's, you like your shoes? He brought them. Like a big boy, huh? He's doing the pointing, I was talking about him pointing at stuff. Yeah, that's the Python. The Python enclosure. Yep. And that's the camera. And those are a bunch of tools and parts for the build we're doing. Yeah, no, you can... Look, pointing's okay. The touching and pulling is that cool? What color is that? It's green. Bright green. Chat voted on bright green. He says, I'll take this and I'll take that one. Lisa, 25 months, thank you. Hello, handsome, walking big boy Jack. Huh, can you say thank you, Lisa? Are those cool or what? Yeah. Well, so the thing I told Aaron about the other day was he likes opening, we have like a diaper caddy for all the dirty diapers, and then we have like a step on pedal trash can for the kitchen. Well, the other day I was in the kitchen doing some stuff, and Jack kept going over to the step, like the that's a big screwdriver, Bubby. He kept going over to the trash can and lifting it, and he does that, and I'm usually like, oh, that's yucky, you know, don't touch the trash. But I opened it and realized what he'd been doing. He'd been taking all of his, we have like magnets that are like picture and a word to practice, like, you know, I don't know, practice talking or, yeah. And he'd been taking them off the fridge, going over to the trash can and throwing them all in the trash can. So I had to dig through the trash to find his label. Huh, your label magnets are all in the trash, dude. And that makes me wonder every time something goes missing now, is it, yeah. Makes me wonder if it's something I misplaced, or did Jackson throw it in a trash somewhere and I'll never see it again. Huh. That's his latest party trick. He says, I don't know. Bubby. For me? Can I have those? Can I have these ones? I gotta build, Bubby. If I have any missing parts, I'll get frustrated and I'll look around like a. Maybe pants don't have pockets. Oh yeah, Aaron got him some pants with pockets, and he has the 3DO bear. If anyone doesn't know, 3DO, they sell, like, anytime you order from them, you get a little stuffed animal like plushie, and like Jackson obviously took them, but he has pockets now, so he was putting the bear in his pockets, and then the next day he had the bear. And he went to put it in his pocket in like his old sweatpants, and there was no pockets, and he was kind of like where does it go? Oh, he's recording. You hit the record button, Bubba. Okay, I gotta get back to it, kiddo. You say bye-bye. Bye. You say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. He's the waves real quick. All right, I love you, baby. You blew a kiss. That's the camera, baby. I love you. Oh. Thanks for visiting, baby. Thank you. Should be in here. What's with the ghosting on these? Yeah, he's gonna be my biggest critic. He's like, yeah, I didn't like how you did that in that video. I'm like, all right, son. Okay, let's get back to it here. So we are going to, I think we're getting closer to wrapping this up, maybe. He's a goofball. Yesterday when we were walking at the park, every time he walked by, like someone was coming the other direction, he just put his hand up like this to wave at them, and it made everybody walk, I think, a little bit better. And then yeah, we got him blowing kisses has been a thing he's done for a long time, and that always cracks people up too. Okay, so this is one of our difficult nut traps. So let me scrape a little bit on the top. We also don't have music, it doesn't sound like, so let's go. Oops, I didn't mean to open up a second Spotify. There we go. Your YouTube channel bio has, oh, interesting. You know what? I think I changed my Twitter name a couple of years ago, and maybe it never updated. Which is it? Are you talking about this channel or the main channel? Regardless, I need to update it. Okay, let me focus on this square nut really quick here because it's being a jerk. I'm gonna take a tiny little hammer. I'm a big fan of the little hammer. This little, I'm calling it the Bob the Builder hammer. It's nice to... Okay, why are we not going in now? I'm also kind of scared. I'm using, probably not a good idea. I'm using a tiny little Phillips screwdriver to push it in. It's easy to slip and poke yourself. Holy cow, this one is being... It is so close to where it needs to be. I think I was, yeah, here we go. Let's try it. It says dope turner. Okay, yeah, that was my old, when I was in, I think it was high school, my freshman year, I used to say like, oh, that's dope. As like, that's cool. And so that was my email and became all of the YouTube and Twitter, like all social media stuff, because I wasn't planning on doing social media. I was just an average consumer of social media stuff. After a while, after the channel grew, it became an issue. I had like a few companies that thought like it was related to like smoking pot, and I'm like, I have nothing against anybody's recreational choices, but like it's not what, like it's supposed to be family friendly, and I didn't want that to be accidentally associated with the channel. And so I ended up rebranding to ModBot many years ago. I mean, I'd have to look, but I would say probably 5 at least at this point. But some of the old, okay, that has to be good. Some of the old links seem like they still need to be updated. Okay, that is gonna be, oh yeah, I'm seeing some stress on the outside of this part. I'm not pushing any harder. We're gonna call that good and hope for the best. Use your parallel pliers. Oh, yeah, that could have worked. This thing, it recesses into the pocket a bit, but yeah, you can see a tiny stress mark, right? See it? The little white right there? I'm not gonna push any further. It's close to being there. I think that as long as I maybe slightly angle the screw, we'll be able to get right in there. I don't wanna risk damaging this part. There was a baby laughing at my Tesla, so I pulled up and turned it to fart mode? Oh my God. But when I went to honk, it just honked, and the parents were very confused. Rather than drive off, I doubled down and failed. Wait, was that right now? That's freaking hilarious. Will there be a review video of the MMU3? I don't know. Maybe. If there's enough interest, I certainly can. Heat them up with a heat gun and then the white stress line. Yeah, I've done that quite a few times. I probably will. The battery's been nearly dead on this, like, it draws a lot of power, so I'll wait until I've got a new battery and I can hit it. Heat that up with the heat gun. Will there be, not press inserted. What do you mean? Like heat inserted? Insert the super sensor in the correct opening. Okay, so super finda is going adjust the position of the sensor so that it ends. Okay, adjust the position of the sensor so that it ends flush or slightly above the inner surface of the D-shaped opening. Oh! Okay, I didn't realize what I was looking at. So you want to slide it in. The thing that's confusing about this is I can't actually tell. Is there going to be an image of how it's supposed to look? Okay, so you want the top end. Gotcha. That's the black top end of it. So it's saying slightly above the inner surface of the shape opening. Okay, cool. That makes sense. The picture was throwing me off. That was, yes. Gotcha. I don't usually use heat inserts for, I mean, granted, I haven't built a ton of Prusa things, but like the Mark IIIs, the Prusa, well, Mini didn't have any. Mark IV, I've never used heat on them. Okay. Well, I cannot place M3 tightness screw, just sensor can no longer be moved. Okay. Gotcha. So it doesn't matter the positioning of it yet because we need to put the screw in here. And this is what's going to pinch the probe and keep it from moving. Oh, please tell me we'll... Oh, please tell me it didn't bite. It seems like it wants to bite. Dang. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out and see if I can. So the issue that square nut is being a problem. I'm wondering if I can slightly heat up this part. I mean, at this point, if I have to go a little bit further, I think I want to hit it with some heat. I don't know if I have enough battery. Let's see. I'm just going to kind of warm up this corner piece, try to get rid of that stress mark. Nope, it died. Of course it did. It's so freaking close. I have a hard time believing that this can't thread in, man. I'm gonna try from the other side just to see if it's an angle thing. Let's see. I want to see. I don't think I don't. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if I got the answer. I don't think you're supposed to use abrasives. Man, yeah, okay. The issue is that it needs to go a little bit lower in here. All right, I'm gonna grab another battery. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab another battery. We're gonna blast it with some heat and see if I can, I mean, we're talking like a millimeter, but it's still enough where it's an issue. So let me leave a mic, BRB. Also, sign up for the giveaway if you haven't. It's live in the pinned in chat. Be right back. Okay, we made a pit stop.
Only 81, thumbs up, go and smash the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Where's the mic?
100, 100, 100,
Nice.
100.
Thank you for the donation. Only anyone likes, go and smash the like button. Yeah, let's see if we can get, what are we, we're at 81. Let's see. Oh, we can hit 100. Let's get to 100. I believe we can do 100 before a giveaway. We got 8 or 9 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this with more heat. We got a brand new battery. Let's not burn my hands. Doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm tempted to like whack it. It's so frustrating because it's just staring me in the face. It's so close. I have a flathead. Okay, here's a big flathead. You guys can't actually see what I'm doing, but I'm taking the edge of it so that way it's got this thing underneath it and just taking a flathead. Oh, I think I might have done it. I've gone too far with tuning my prints. Check the. Hey, Jerry. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Oh, are we going in? Oh, we're going in. We're going in. All right, now can we do it from the other side? Sometimes you just gotta use hammers and heat guns. Please, please grip. That's all I need. Grip for me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We did it. Who doubted it? I know someone doubted. All right. Cool. So now I will slide this in, and you won't be able to really see this, but I'm going to align this so it's right beyond the D. I'll show you guys in a second here. We freaking did it. I think this is about right. It's gonna be really tough to show you guys. Just like it's hard to see in the photo because it's black and it's inside this cavity here. Yeah, you can basically, this is what they're calling the D. And you can kind of see it, just the tip of the sensor sticking out like, I don't know, millimeter or so beyond that. And then it's clamped down now. So it says tighten it just enough so it can't move. I went a little more aggressive than I need to do. I just backed it off a couple turns, but that should be good. I feel confident I didn't damage it. All right. As a celebration, I'm going to have a quick bite of some yummy trail mix. I got a microscope to tune my flow. Oh my God. You have gone too far. I was talking with Turtle last night a little bit about the crazy stuff he's been doing with all of his CNC parts. Did you put the ball bearing in there? Yeah. You mean the one early on, right? We installed it right here. There's a second ball bearing that I didn't install. I didn't see anywhere it mentioned a second one though. Okay. Hey, Scott's here. I hit it twice just to help someone who may have forgotten. Perfect. I appreciate you doing the work. The ball bearing goes under. Wait, what do you mean? What? Oh, yeah, it's already in there. That was way earlier. You can see it. Check it out. Check out my shiny ball. Here it is. right there. Yep, we got magnet and we got ball. Gotcha. I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't actually know the second one was a spare, but with how easily they like to roll off the table, it's probably not a bad inclusion. All right, next one. We need square nut M310, M310 screw, square nut, bada boom. Blade holder. Oh, that's the part. Yeah, I printed that out. And 2 blades. Okay. Blades, check. Blades, check. I assume one of these is probably spare. And then the printed part, I know what it looks like because I printed it a few times, so I wasn't happy with how I was looking. So it's got to be this guy right here. How come this doesn't look exactly like the photo? Maybe they've done a revision. Yeah, this is the part. Okay. Oh, sick. We're almost done with this selector. Awesome. So yeah, we'll wrap this up and we'll do the giveaway. Okay, so on the same side as here, we've got one more of my favorite buddies, the square nut, going right into there. I'm going to clean out this bit of crap on the top. Some of these overhangs or bridging didn't turn out all that pretty, but as long as the nut stays in place, should be okay. Oops. That one looks like it went in fine. Insert the 2 blades into the recess on the back of the selector. There have been several versions which might look slightly different. However, the assembly process remains the same. Okay. So there's a, you can see basically where the blades are gonna lay. There's a recessed portion of it. Trying to watch but breaking my own rule at the office by watching YouTube work. Oh no. If you got stuff to do, no worries, Scott. I appreciate you even dropping by. Are you going to 3D Printopia or Earth or whatever we're calling it? Okay, yeah, let's do this. Okay, so there's one side of the blade that's the actual sharp cutting portion, so clearly we want that facing directly down. Why doesn't this look like it's gonna fit? Is it supposed to protrude beyond? They must. Yeah, it must. Okay, there we go. So these guys are sitting in there. Then this is going, 1 second here. It doesn't seem. Okay, maybe that's right. I don't know. It feels a little bit wrong, but it's the only way that makes sense to me. Okay, so the thing I'm a little bit concerned with is like, okay, there was, unlike this piece that had recessed portion, this part had a portion that was actually sticking out. So it's like, that feels wrong to me. But I would think the slip needs to be there because it sort of helps hold it all in place, but I don't see, it can't be flush because it has these little, I think I've got another one I can show you guys. I printed out another one. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Why don't I see it? It's a really small piece and all the green is kind of blending. This is correct. It should be like that. It needs to push in place and pinch the blade. Okay. Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. The issue I see though, on mine, and it's possible the blade shifted, but the left blade looks higher than the right blade to me. So I'm wondering if I should take this off and try again. Like, it's hard to see on camera maybe, but the right blade's definitely lower, which makes me think that things have to have shifted while I was tightening. Because they're like flush in the, when you get a bad jet. Yeah, I might want to realign. Okay, let me try this one more time. Huh, they look. Okay, that's weird. These blades are just different. They're aligned perfectly in their slots. Let me take out the other blades and see if there's one that matches better, because where the heck did I put the blades? I'm looking at these close up and one of them actually has a longer segment to it than the other one. Why do they all kind of seem like that? Or maybe, you know what? I think it's not cut myself. I think I put it in the wrong orientation. That seems at least a bit better. It's not, I don't want to cut myself. It's a very, I don't want to put, I'm trying to do this carefully, but like, man, it is not, it doesn't sit perfectly in that channel. Almost seems like when I put that screw in that it shifted things around a little bit. Don't worry that much. Keep fingers unlacerated. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll try it. Let me try getting this last one in, and then I'm just gonna probably move forward with it. Yeah, it seems to me more like it's the print that has a slight like angle to it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for it. I don't know. We're just gonna pop this on. The right one's just a little bit lower. I don't know. Hey, sweet hum. Yeah, right one's still lower. I don't know. It seems I could probably like scrape a little bit of where they sit, but I would say there's like a millimeter difference between the right and the left, roughly. I don't know how well you can see it. If I go close, you can kind of see it, but maybe if it's shoving this thing down into the filament, it really doesn't matter that much. I don't know. We'll leave it for now, but at least like I'll remember this in case there is an issue with a jam and the cut's not clearing properly. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, it'll cut. Okay, I'll leave it then. I just happened to notice it, so figure that if it was an issue, I should probably address it now. All right, it is time to do a PolyMaker filament giveaway. If not filled out the form, you've got, I don't know, a minute and a half. It's pinned in chat, and then we are going to close it, and we're gonna do the drawing, and we're gonna see who is the winner. So what's next on this? Next is the pulley body assembly. How long have you been shooting for? 11, 12, 2 hours and, it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. I had to turn off the little LCD side of me when I saw it. Okay. Will it cut filament? Yeah, all right. What are you printing, Sweetheart? You said you've been printing all eve. We hit 100 likes. Thank you, everybody. That's awesome. We gotta do another thing. We'll do 2 air horns. Double air horns for that. Thank you, everyone. Hit the like button. I took a break at work and went and got me some Haribo. That's nice. Replacement parts for a local guy is Hero Me Toolhead. Okay, cool. What material are you printing it in? Okay, I am unpinning, I'm removing, I'm unpinning. So anyone that's actively filling out the form, you've got 45 seconds. I love this trail mix. It has, I think they changed it. It used to just have milk chocolate M&Ms, but now it has peanut M&Ms and milk chocolate M&Ms. It's black budget ABS. Stinky stuff. Do you print? Is it inside then? Is it inside the house or in a garage? MMU or multi tool head for a build from scratch. If you're doing it from scratch and you have the option, I would choose multi tool head. Hey, Collie. Yeah, Liz has a good point. It depends on goals. Do you want to print with multiple materials together or multicolor? What are your thoughts on waste? Also, what is your budget? Because it's going to cost more to build multiple tool heads out than a single MMU unit. At least generally speaking, that's true. Okay, let's do this. We've got 86 responses. Where is the wheel of names? Here it is. All right. Ooh, and weren't we doing 15 months? Weren't we doing a 15-month, I remember last week when I asked about how many times to shuffle it, it was related to Jackson. I want to say it was because he had just turned 15 months a couple days prior, right? So we'll do 15 shuffles. Alrighty, so anyone that is new here, PolyMaker lets us give away a spool, or lets us do a giveaway every single week. It is international. They slightly tweaked the forums recently, but it's pretty much the same process. I will email the winner. You'll fill out a small form, and then depending on where you're at in the world, you'll either get a gift card where you can pick a spool of filament or use it towards a, like one of the fiber filaments, or you'll be able to choose between a pretty big list of PLA, ABS, PETGs, and ASAs. So we are going to do that. Thank you to PolyMaker for letting us do this. If you want to support the channel, or if you're going to order some PolyMaker filament, there is a link in the description. And they make freaking awesome filaments. This green is their Neon Green ABS, and we're also using their Pop Pink ABS for the Prusa Mark IV to Mark IV-S rebuild that we're going to be doing. All right, here we go, everyone. We're going to do 15 shuffles. Jack turned 15 months. Last week we were going to do it, but we didn't. So we'll do, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good luck, everybody. I hope somebody that says they never win has their day be today. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Lewis! Tor, it almost rolled on you, man. I know you've won before, Tor. Lewis, I don't know if you've won before. Either way, congratulations. We'll do a scanning. Congratulations for being our winner. I will send you an email this evening, and yeah, PolyMaker will get you your spool of filament. Congratulations, and thank you everybody that entered. And maybe next week will be your week. I don't know. So I did want to show off one thing. I don't know if GPs is still here, but we had talked about, when we were deciding on filament colors last week, we had talked about the metallic ABSs from PolyMaker, and when I placed my order to get some more pop pink and neon green, I ordered them. Now the question is, where in the shelf did I put them? This is great. Galaxy. Oh, nope. Okay, metallic blue is right here. And did I put metallic green, neon green, neon green, neon green, gold? Metallic green, yay! Okay, let's take a quick look at these. I haven't actually seen them in person yet. We're not going to use them for any current build, but I was very curious to see what they look like because they are a newer line. We'll stab them too. I'm okay with that. Well, I won't stab them. I'll make Nick from PolyMaker happy. I'll tear the bags, but we'll open them. Okay. So here is metallic green. It's a very dark green. I will try to hit it with some more light in a second here. Hey, there he is, Lewis. Yeah, congratulations. And this is the blue. So yeah, they're very dark. They have a pretty, very pretty sheen to them, but quite subtle. Like, I mean, I wish I could show you exactly what I'm seeing because I'm looking at the camera and it's definitely not quite the same. But when the light hits them, they are very nice looking. So here's the blue. I mean, the blue is gorgeous. Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty accurate representation of what they look like. So they're kind of stealthy, like someone said, but they really like rich color. So I think that I like green typically more than blue, but I gotta say, man, this is a really nice blue. They're both pretty awesome. It kind of reminds me of their, is it their army green, but like with a splash of, you know, gloss to it. Yeah, the blue is really nice. The blue definitely stands out more to me than the green, but I still like the green. So, yeah, you had asked a few times about them GPs, and then since you never end up ordering them, I was like, I'm placing an order. I was like, might as well order them so we can see what they look like, and then we'll find something to use them for, some kind of project. Maybe we'll use, if we do the ERC FV2 at some point here, maybe we'll use it for that. We'll put you here, and then you, I don't have a spot for, so you can go on top of his right now. This. Yeah, ABS. Yep, those are, throw them under a microscope. Yeah, they are ABS. All right, let's move on to the next section. Ideally, I'd love to get done this last section here. Aaron does have work today, so I've probably got another hour-ish. But yeah, let's do it. Let's get the main attraction itself. And we need 3 bearings. We got 1, 2, and 3. It's ABS, not ASA. Not much for blue, but I like that combo. Thanks for showing this. We'll need to get some of that blue. Shame there isn't more of a selection. Yeah, I'm curious to see if they add on to it. I would love to see other colors in that sort of tone or that sheen. Can we do a recal of what we have done so far, please? Because I've been gone for a bit. A recap. We can do a quick recap. We finalized this first section, which, what the heck was this? The idler. So this is the idler body. This is the mechanism that actually selects the material. So it's got 5 bearings that rotate to select or engage basically with a filament. So yeah, the bottom looks rough on this. They just printed funky, but it shouldn't affect anything. It's really just those. I don't actually know why they added those squares. I don't know what purpose they would serve. I think it would have been cleaner just to make it flush. I don't know. You might have the reasoning. So yeah, we finished this, and then we've got the actual selector, which has a probe. I'm imagining this is so that way it can tell when the filament has retracted fully. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. There's quite a bit that went into this little part. We've got some little bushings in there that were a little rough on the thumb, but everything's gone smoothly, really. The main issue was just this little square nut. I couldn't get it exactly seated, but with a little bit of heat and a little bit of Steve's Ugga, I think we turned it up to not to the max, but at least level 2. We applied some heat and force. We got that seated, and so now we're working on the actual main body, and that's pretty much what we've done. I personally want to thank you for doing these builds and everything you do to community. Thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate that I'm able to do this. I mean, if it wasn't for everybody here and on the other channel that watched the videos and inspired me so many years ago to keep coming back and making content, I mean, I couldn't have stuck it out if it wasn't for the support of so many people over the years. I started making videos in my teens, my late teens, through my 20s, now in my 30s. So it's like, there's been a lot of life stuff that's happened through all that. And I've wanted to stop quite a few times because of, life things happening. But I love it. And everybody that comes and hangs out, either in streams or in chat that I've met or through Discord or whatever, medium, I really enjoy it. So thank you for the kind words, but I'm also appreciative to be able to do this. So. Especially they keep it, yeah, yep. I'm fine with it being a fairly discrete line of ABS, the metallic line, but I like that dark, sort of dark, subtle tone. I think there's not a whole lot like that out there. Could some of you work on other printers? Just Prusa. Yeah, just Prusa. I would think it could probably be adapted if somebody, because mechanically, I don't think there's that much custom about it other than the PCB. So like if someone made a third-party MCU that could interface with this, but I think that a lot of it on the firmware side would be tricky. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Insert one of the bearings into the side, push it until flush with the surface in case you're having trouble. Try pushing it against the side of the table. Great. Okay, so we want bearing, it looks like what, both sides? All right, bearings are going in. So these pockets definitely have a little bit of sag, but it doesn't seem like it's an issue. It sticks out a little bit, but I'm not going to stress it. Unless we run an issue, I'm not going to stress it. I say that, and then I'm like, get the hammer. Yeah, we'll leave it. I'm fine with that. This side looks a little bit cleaner. Just gonna 2-thumb it. Yeah, that's as far as you're going in without me hurting myself, I think. So, okay. PolyMaker's dark blue PTG almost looks just like the metallic blue as well. I haven't used, the PTG line is one line from PolyMaker I really have not used a lot of. I purchased their PTG years ago, their Polylite series. I've used quite a few of like many, many years ago, but as of recent, most of what I have is their PLAs, ABSs, and ASAs. Like that's probably 98% of what I have of theirs. I think I have a few odd spools of TPU, and then a couple like more of the sort of like specialty filaments here and there. PC, I have to run. Have a good rest of the stream. Hey, thanks for hanging out, man. Have a great rest of your week. Okay, so we got 1, 2, and the final bearing. Oh, insert the third bearing into the marked groove on the inside of the pulley body angle. Wait, insert an angle and tilt it into place. Wait, what? Okay, so this needs to go on the inside here. That looks like a tight fit. Okay, we'll try it. So it's saying to insert it at an angle. So we will shove it in at an angle to kind of get it in that corner and then stand it up, basically, is what it's saying. Oh dear. That kind of sucks. I got it in a little bit. It needs a little bit more oomph, but my thumbs are hurting. Oh my gosh. Think. Maybe shove this big guy in here. We're getting there. Let's try this pink guy. One side's primarily, and it's the other side that's a little bit Nipix. I don't like squeezing. Well, I guess, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. I think you're right. If I set it so that way the thickness is adequate, where I can't put too much force. That definitely is helping. I think we're in. I think we are in. Thank you, Maurice. I forget that I can. Okay, that's not spinning on the outside. Inside seems fine. I forget that I can set the width of it so that way I can't compress beyond a certain distance. I finally ordered some Nipix. Oh, you're gonna love them, man. Like I know they're spendy for a tool, but God, the amount of times I've used them, not even just 3D printing stuff. Every time I need to squeeze something that I'm like, I don't want to damage it, they're awesome. Other than on stream when I forget, of course, and Maurice has to remind me. I should really get myself a pair. They look so, yeah, they're absolutely freaking awesome. Okay, bearings are in, fantastic. Next we need, I think this is the piece, maybe not. Front PTFE holder. Yeah, surely it's this, yep. There's that, and then we need all the PTFE, they're supplied pre-cut. Okay, so I must have, let's get everything else first then. M310s, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Square nuts. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so there should be a bunch of pre-snipped PTFE tubes. I see only a large one in here. I know there was a large one in another bag. Buffers, more screws, printed parts, some rod-looking things. What is this? What is this? Pulley body. I think this is it. This has got to be it. Yep. So we need 5 of these. Gato, not Gato. Huh. I haven't seen alternative versions of it. You'll have to report back next, or if I don't know when you're getting it, but whenever you get it, how you like it. How's the price compare? Is it much cheaper or is it similar? In Chris's basement, there's an old video of him running MMU2 on another. Oh, really? That's cool. I don't think Prusa's using Marlin anymore, though. I swore I saw a conversation on Twitter a while back between, I don't know who it was. I think it was Scott, the creator of Marlin, and I want to say it was somebody that's a Prusa Slicer dev, and I swore that Prusa wasn't running Marlin anymore. Almost the same, I just like the blue. Hey man. Okay. Insert the 4 nuts into the marked openings on the idler body. Okay. Come on, are these all gonna be butt heads? Where is the small flathead? There it is. Just gonna scrape the tops of these. Sometimes I feel like it just gives me a little extra surface. I might just take out the hammer. The hammer seems to be the winning ticket on getting these going. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Where's baby hammer? Hammer time. I need a. I should. I don't know if I can actually. I don't know how it works with like YouTube and the copyright with sound effects, but I would love to have like a hammer time song, like play every time I grab a hammer. So I'm just kind of getting them started. I don't want to go all the way in. I'll manually push them in. For getting them started, it just seems to work pretty damn well. Now, of course, I say you gotta stop talking. They need to go way deeper. Okay, cool. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna use a flathead. I'm gonna use a flathead in a second here. I just want to get them started. It's the hardest part for me. Come on, guys. Why you gotta do me like this, huh? Gosh. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some little tweezers. To line them. This is probably ridiculous. This is not gonna work, is it? Oh my god, it worked. Oh, yeah. Just realized this MMU is really compact. Yeah, it's a pretty small unit. I mean, once it's all assembled, it'll be, you know, obviously bigger, but I mean, when we're comparing it to something like the AMS, it's small. But that's the thing is, though, this is just the actual like load and unload thing. You still have to have a bunch of spool holders for all the filament, so it ends up being fairly large, just in a different way, since this mounts on top of the printer. Okay, so you said these have to go much deeper. So let's get these guys. Holy crap. I can't go further than that with this. If I need to, I'm going to grab a smaller flathead after this to see if I can. Oh, come on. Try this one. There we go. Oh, I can actually see on the back. Yeah, those worked. Those went all the way in. Perfect. Yep, those look good. You can see all 4 of them. If the clip is short enough, you should be fine. Wait, what did I miss? Oh, you're saying, gotcha. Yeah, I would just want like, or I don't know. I'll look into it. Check from the other side. Yep, we did. We did it. Hold it with needle nose pliers. Yep. Compared to the ERCF, this is quite a bit smaller. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, the ERCF though also does have a lot more possible filaments, right? It can load. I think it's like 9, 12. I mean, the sizes I've seen are pretty large, but even with that, yeah, this is fairly compact. Okay, into the 5 tubes and the markings, there's a small chamfer on one side. The chamfer should be facing out. I didn't notice any chamfer. But then again, I wasn't looking. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a chamfer. Can you see that? It like kind of chamfers. Yeah, you can see that, right? It chamfers inward on one side. This side's just, you know, standard tube. So you kind of have to look closely, but it's definitely there. Okay, so this is from, I think from the side. Yeah, from the side we've been slamming these in. So let's just. Oh, those don't go in very deep, or like they don't. It's not as I thought it was gonna be a much more difficult thing to install, but they slide in very easily. I don't think they'll fall out, but they definitely aren't as tight as I was expecting. 10 p.m. here, an alarm at 5. Oh man, get some sleep, man. Thank you for hanging out, Maurice. Have a great night. Hopefully next week we're printing with this thing. Okay, those are all in. Cool. What's next? Oh, we're gonna slide this guy over them. Oh, these definitely aren't going to fall out. They're going to be completely encased in a printed part. That's why they didn't need to be tight. It all makes sense now. Okay, so yeah, this guy caps them off. So now they are all going into here. Hopefully. Please secure the holder. Oh man. I don't love this. It feels scary. Let's see, insert the 5, attach the front, push it all the way towards the body. Yeah, it needs to fully encase them. Holy cow. Oh, dude, I'm bending them up. Don't bend. Dude, this is kind of rough. It's like one side goes in, the other side pops off. Great, now they're all sticking in here. Is there a way? I don't know how I can. I think MMU is easier to build than ECF, but calibration is always a long process. Agree to like how they have combined all the parts together. It's way easier to test next layer. Has he gotten it printing yet? I know he's been working on it for a while. I'm almost wondering if I should just start whacking this thing, like, with my hammer. Nope. This is not the way. I don't know on this part. I don't know if I might need to reprint it and scale it up. It's just, it doesn't want to go in. And I'm pushing against PTFE tubes, which is, if anyone's ever like pushed around with PTFE tubes knows that it's not a fun or easy task. Now I'm starting to bend them a little bit, it looks like, which is definitely not what we want. Nipix, I don't know with this one if I can Nipix it. There's too many small features in here. You have a PO box? I don't have a PO box actually. I need to. I was looking at getting one possibly set up and it hasn't happened yet. Yeah, I'm a little bit torn about what the call is here. I'm also concerned as to how I'm going to now get these out if I need to reprint the part without damaging them because they are special PTFE tubes. I don't think I've actually damaged them. You know what? Let's see if I've got maybe like an Allen key that's close in size. Did I screw it up? Yeah, I think a little bit. Is there anybody here that's built this using the, oh my God. Yeah, those are not gonna have that same pretty chamfer after this. Yeah, I need to ream the holes out. I'm not sure if these are gonna work, these tubes now that I've done this. Because the amount of force it's requiring to push through, like the pretty little chamfer or whatever on them is no longer there. Like the chamfer is completely gone on them. So now I'm just like, what do I do at this point? I almost wonder if it's better to use non-chamfered, because right now it basically pushed the chamfer in, right? It basically pushed the chamfer in, so now it's like a flat wall where instead of guiding the filament in, if the filament's not perfectly centered, it's not going to go. So I'm almost wondering if I'm better off cutting I'm almost wondering if I'm better off cutting a new tube. I'm just wondering if these are just made the same way like Steve showed me before, where he basically just used one of these to sort of help it guide in. Because if that's the case, I can just sort of cut these myself. That's probably what I'm going to try to do for now. It's likely the best option with what I've got. Is this even supposed to be tight though? Like that's what I'm wondering. Is it supposed to be tight so that way it's a snug fit, or is it supposed to be loose, like pretty loose like it is with these guys? This is for, oh. Do I have a drill up here? We do. Ugh. It's a snug fit, but not that tight. Okay. I'm gonna throw these little reamers into my drill. Yeah, that goes right in now. Okay, let's just do that. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. Use pliers if you need to make the chamfering. I have an extra video on thin filament. I think I'm just gonna use the little V-bit and just turn it in a couple times. Someone's calling me. Florida, same spam. Okay, so we need 5 PTFE tubes. I don't think this came with spare stuff. Like I see one extra piece of those things I just destroyed. Mark 4 parts. Meddlers. I don't think there's any other spares those there. No. I'm gonna see if I've got something comparable. So these are, I can find something that's got similar diameter. So outer diameter 4.1, inner like 4.1 and 2.1. I've got, let me see what kind of tube I've got. 4.1 and 2.1. What is this? This looks too large. 4.05. That's close. What's the inside? Inside's a little bit smaller. It's like 1.85. This is 4. That's about right on the outside. What did I say the other one was? 2.1 inner diameter. So this is 2.4. 2.5. I don't know if I'm gonna have. That's way too big. That looks way too big. Okay, we probably have to go with one of these. So we've got 4.1 outer diameter. So okay, outer diameter is not the issue. Outer diameter should be fine with either of these. It's the inner. So one of these is approximately like 1.75, 1.8. It's like right there at the filament diameter, while the other one is 2.4. So would you rather go over a little bit or under a little bit? I would think over would probably be better than under in this case. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna go over. Just posted the video on Discord.
Okay, here's a simple way to flare the inside of this tube. Just take your side cutters here, grab the top handle, use the bottom blade, and simply rotate it inside the PTFE tube. You'll start to see the crumbs come out. There you see the crumbs coming. That's actually reaming out the inside of it, then
That is
flaring
a pretty easy way to do it.
to the shape of the blade. So just remove those, and you're done.
I might try
now
both.
flared it. So this tube has a larger
Yeah,
opening
that
on this
location
end.
looser is better. Okay.
And it does this end. In fact, this one was cut incorrectly. This was cut with...
So the issue I'm going to have right now is cutting straight. All I've got is the cheap little AliExpress cutter. I had printed Steve's at one point. I don't know what I did with it, but all I have is the cheap AliExpress one. And I don't even have an X-Acto right now. So I'm wondering if I need to... print out Steve's, because this has too much slop. It's not terrible. 19 millimeters. It would be nice though to have a jig where I can just slide them in and know that they're all the exact same size. That's probably what I'm gonna do, is have to print out a jig. We might have to call it, unfortunately. I was gonna go for another like 30 or 40 minutes, but this feels like a pretty crucial step to not have inconsistencies with the cuts, since this is where all the filament's gonna pass through. Yeah, I think what I'll likely do is call it here. I also struggle to do things straight. Look, is this printables or jig? Yeah, that was perfect. That's what I'll probably end up doing. Is just printing out something to make it easier. I don't want to half-ass it. I think this is like the last big part of it, really, right? So we install. Can you guys see? Yeah, we install that. Add the last motor, all the teeth gear on the motor shaft. Add the second motor, the drive is the selector. Add the electronics. And then it's the buffer. I'm hoping we'll be printing next week, but I guess time will tell. I don't know how long the buffer is going to take us to set up as well. But I think for this week, we'll probably call it here. I would have liked to have gone further, but yeah, with these, you want your filament path clean? Yeah, I agree. I'm plenty okay with being like, we'll just see how it goes, but this one seems pretty obvious to me that it's the main highway where all filament is going to be passing through and then being grabbed and fed to your printer. So it's not one that I want inconsistent. I would recommend, it's probably not an issue if you just use the parts that it came with, but if you're printing out your own parts in ABS, so far this piece is the only piece where scaling has actually been an issue, where the 1 point sorry, so there's a little bit of stress on this part, where the 100.5% doesn't seem like it was enough for it. So I will print out the jig and get all the PTFE tubes cut and do like a dry fit, just basically to make sure that they can slide in with this part. And then we'll pick up from here next week. So we'll get the body done and we'll start working on the buffers. The good news is this isn't the end of the world. I do have other PTFE tube. I don't know if Prusa sells part like this specific. I'm not going to order any replacement PTFE for this. I'm going to just go as is, and then we can decide if we run into issues whether I need to get like exactly what they have, but I think we'll be okay. So yeah, we got the, what was it, the pulley body done today. We got the, was it the selector? No, we got the idler body, the selector, and then pulley body we barely got started on, and then ran into issues with the PTFE. So I'll get this corrected, and next week we will continue and yeah, get this thing going. It's starting to look like a thing. There's not, I mean, most of the printed parts I have out here left are all going to be for the buffer assembly. The buffer has a ton of printed parts for holding the spools, holding the, you know, retracted or retracted filament and stuff like that. This needs to be precise. Yep. Did you know that the Mark IV's upgrades prior to deciding to redo the Mark? I had no idea. Up until Prusa teasing over the weekend, Mondays are the new Friday or something like that, and then everybody posting them. No, I had no insider information from anyone at Prusa or Prusa that they were even releasing a new printer. I was not in the know-how with that. So it ended up working out really well though, because it gives me more of a reason to want to upgrade to get the better cooling and the few other things. So, but no, I had no idea. It just worked out. Timing was pretty good. Steve definitely has a Bowden cutter. Yep. So, okay, we are going to end it there. Thank you everyone for hanging out. It was a pretty long stream. 3.5 hours is a good time. I think that Steve mentioned yesterday that he was going to be working on a Mark 3S to Mark 3.9 or Mark 3.5. He's doing some kind of a Prusa upgrade with the upgrade kits, and it's going to be, I believe he mentioned, in his Discord. So if you're in his Discord or you're not in his Discord, check it out if you're interested. I was in one of his Discord streams and it's pretty laid back. It's really chill. So, all right, all. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you for the new members, the returning members, gifted members, the donations, and thank you to PolyMaker again for letting us do the giveaway. And I will contact the winner a little bit later this evening. All right, everyone. Cheers. Have a great rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you next week.